feeling that pull now to be interconnected and to get back to communities. So just a reminder this year for many of us, or winding up of this year, is support your local businesses, support others that maybe are doing the same type of work that you're doing, and really connect and create a good vibration in your area by collectively getting together and helping each other out. And it's a really beautiful time of year to do that. I know come Christmas it is a hard time for many, the time where we all miss those that we love in spirit, and we do find that at times overwhelming, but always remember they are around. They're wanting you to see the signs that they give you, and believe you me, they're always giving you signs. So if you feel a bit disconnected and you're not getting the signs at the moment, take a deep breath, disconnect from the distractions, and go and just be in the moment and look for the signs. Okay? That's my reminder. So, yeah, don't forget, you've got the ability to connect to those that are past the same way that I have. And, your loved ones are around you. It's just about you committing to a practice and opening yourself up to connecting to spirit. And it's not hard. We just need to, get rid of the distractions. So, yeah, I thought I'd share that today. All right, I'm going on to my first caller. I've got Therese in Nimbin, New South Wales, Australia.
Hello, Yay. How are you?
Really good, huh? How cool. I've got an Australian accent. Yay. that's
you're Australian?
Yeah, yep. How bizarre is that? So you could have chosen many of them on here that are from everywhere. But yes, I'm in country Victoria, so I'm south from you. You're up in Nimbin, a beautiful part of the world.
Well, at the moment it's not feeling too beautiful because they've been busy feeding fiery through the CWA because of the fires and so forth up here.
Yeah. So how close is that to you, Therese, where the fires are?
That's where I live. It's not all that far as the crow flies. The smoke is really, really awful at the moment. Just saying that, the blessing is everyone's okay. We've been very fortunate in Nimbin that there's been no loss of life.
Yeah.
So that's the blessing there.
Yeah. It's amazing with the it really brings out all the those that join together and band together when things like this happen. And it's certainly not an easy time for anyone. And you've also with the native animals and things is really it's a hard time. And I know we were caught in Black Saturday here in Victoria, so I totally get what you're talking about. It's a scary time, it's an unsettling time, and you do tend to run on adrenaline to keep going, I think. Okay. All right. I'm going to just connect for Therese. So, because, our line's a little bit, it's been a little bit up and down. Also, okay. We've got a male in spirit to connect for her. So I'm just going to babble on here, and she can always listen to this as well to get a message. It's almost like there's someone stepping in for her quite strongly, and of course with things going on. Therese, I've got a male in spirit for you. I feel like he just stepped in as you dropped out there.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. So can I? Is it your father in spirit? He's very fatherly. He's very protective of you.
Protective? Probably my brother. I do have a brother and a father in spirit.
Yep. Because it's like he's stepping.
More connected.
Okay, to your brother. Because you're quite spiritual, and being around Nimbin, it's such a spiritual area, so, it sort of goes without saying. But it's almost like he's stepping in to go, I'm the strong one here, and I feel like he's got the blanket around him. So it's like, I'm here to be of assistance and, connect and give you the strength to keep going forward. So very relevant. Let me see, getting a bit more information on him. So was he your only brother, or was he the brother that you had the connection with the strongest?
Yeah, I'm the eldest of 10, and he and I were most connected.
Yeah, okay, because I felt like it was kind of like you two, as in, you know, he's very much, and it's also being very thankful to you. So I feel like there's something around when he passed that, and when they come through like that, it's not just your standard things. It's like he's showing me you went above and beyond. So it's almost like I feel with him, you made sure his wishes were granted, whereas maybe others didn't have that intention, but you stood up and said, "Yep," you know. And he's very grateful for that. He's like, and I feel like he's got a bit of cheekiness. Like he's like, "Yeah, of course she would do that for me." Yeah, and he's also showing me, because he's quite excited to connect with you. And I know, like you just said before, you connect with him, but it's like he's also around because there's some changes coming up for you, and it's like I want to get a bit excited about opportunities and things that are presenting themselves. And I feel like you can feel this, or there's been I feel like you were already in it. So it's not, I'm not just connected with something in the future. It's like he's showing me, get excited because there's opportunity there that's going to take you. It's almost like I want to say your soul purpose is waiting. You're stepping into it. Yeah. And it's like he's got your back. It's almost like don't fear stepping up into this, because he wants to enjoy the ride with you. And it's like there's a lot of personal power around at the moment for you.
Oh, wow.
So 2020 is pretty big. And I mean, it is, for a lot of people that are stepping into their power, it is going to be a stepping forward. But I feel like for you, I'm really changing things up. So I'm really, it's like almost like as soon as you open up to this, there's going to be a ripple effect. And that will be changing up things even around, like I want to go to where I'm located. There's something around you've been tossing up with moving, or don't necessarily it's far, but I feel like there's definitely a move in the process. And it's almost like if there's something around you've been looking and haven't found what you're after, or there's a question mark around this.
Yeah, the really big question, because I really don't know where to go.
Yeah, okay. It's almost like he's there to guide you. So it's like he's your Archangel Michael, which is a real, you know, that's the person that has your back covered all the time. And he's going to guide you. But I want to say what he's showing me is it's going to be a little bit different to what you're thinking. So when they come through like that, I want to say, you might have a couple of options you're weighing up. You need to look further. There's something else that's going to come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, when you say you're not sure.
Relationship. Sorry?
Yeah. This is more about where you're moving to. It's like I want to be open a little bit more to where I'm moving. As far as relationships go, it's out. I want to say out with the old and in with the new. So it's kind of like if things aren't getting renewed in a current relationship, then there's going to be decisions around that, and there's moving forward. So I feel like for you, there's an aspect of things being sorted out or reviewed and decisions being made. But I want to say it's onward and upward for you. So we're not, and I feel like I'm on repeat. I've said this for so many readings of late, but if it's not for your highest good, it's not for you, and you're moving forward through that.
Yeah.
Okay, so be excited. It's like you've got this. And I do want to say to you, it's like your brother saying, you're strong, like as in don't get into your head about, oh, can I do it, or is that going to work, or how am I going to work things out? Don't worry about it. And he's also showing me that you've manifested a lot of great stuff in your life, and you can still do it moving forward. So don't forget that.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need to rely on anybody else, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions before I go on to my next caller that you'd like me to cover while you're here?
No, I was just wanting to know when Troy has bought this new McLaren. Just my relationship with him.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a slight delay I'm getting through. But, yeah, I think it's almost like know that your brother's there. He gives you the signs, and that's reciprocated. So you are guided. So if you're looking at something and a red flag comes up, follow that, because trust me, he's very strong around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so very
You've
much.
got this. My pleasure. If you need any more info, Therese, connect to me on Facebook. Australia's Psychic Cowgirl is my Facebook page. So, yeah, jump on, send me a message.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Sorry about the little bit of a dodgy connection there. So, yeah, I hope, whatever I haven't covered, shoot me a message. All right. Take care, my dear.
Thank you very much.
Thinking of sending much love to all of you around the fires. We're all thinking of you over here. All right, I'm going to go on to my second caller, Misty in Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. Misty, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. We often get told over here in Australia that we're very much like Canadians, so I think that's a pretty cool thing. Now, let me see, do you want me to focus on something specific or just connect in for you today?
Possibly career and love, if that's okay, please.
Yeah, of course. Now, with, right, let me see. All right, I want to go to a question mark around the love. Is there somebody that's in, well, are you in a type of relationship at the moment, or it's like I feel like we're hot and cold a little bit as far as love interest goes?
No, I'm not with anybody.
Okay, all right. Is there somebody around there? Because I feel like I want to go to somebody's around.
I rekindled with an old friend recently.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
and
him.
Has that been? Yeah. Has that been a little bit hot and cold? Like you connect and then you have that bit of a break and then reconnect again?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm just connecting with what they're showing me. There's a reason that you've reconnected again, but I also want to keep in mind, or what they're showing me is this is about you getting pleased. How can I put this? It's the relationship side of things. It's about time for you to honour what you feel, and whoever you're connecting with in a relationship needs to be mindful of your needs, because I feel like you're always the one to make everything right. And, as far as the relationship goes, we're not sacrificing. You're not putting yourself second. I want to see you put first, Misty, really big time.
Okay.
All right? So it's like I'm not compromising. If they're not giving me 100%, I'm just going to go next.
Yeah.
Right? Because there is, love is definitely on the cards for you, and there is somebody that will be stepping in. They're not showing me specifically with this one that's there at the moment. So I'm sort of saying be open to this, because there is an aspect of someone stepping in, but they're going to give you 100%. So it's like love is in the air, and it's a case of that person that will be stepping in is going to be very thoughtful and very much all about honouring who you are. And it's like it's your time in the house for this to happen. So I really want to say you're not going to be with somebody who doesn't take your opinions and what you want not into play. So they're going to revere you. So it's like they really look out for you, and they highly regard you. So if the one that's hanging in there isn't 100% like that, then that's fine, but keep your eyes open, because there's somebody stepping in that will be like that for you. As far as career goes, let me have a look there. So with your career, have you been doing something for a little while and you've just started either training or studying for something else? Because I feel like there's something else you're going to be doing that's totally different to what you have done in the past.
Well, right now what I do is I help people in the community with their health.
Yep.
And I was thinking of furthering my education for nursing.
Yep. Well, that's what I see, like there's study around that there's further training that you're going to be doing. And it's like, but it'll be different to what you are doing now. So are you doing a lot of one-on-one?
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like there's something where you're going to be addressing groups. So not just one-on-one. I'm addressing others in a group situation. So, because I feel like for you give up, you don't give up, but you give out so much to others, and sometimes one-on-one can be very taking up all of your, it's almost like I feel a bit depleted after I've finished doing a lot of one-on-ones for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I want to be more in a group situation where I can interact and freely step forward with this. And I want to say for you next year is I'm excited. So can I ask where you're living at the moment? Are you sharing a place, or where do I get the feeling that you're in with others?
I have my mom living with me at the moment.
Yeah, okay. So because I felt like I was like thinking, yeah, okay. So, and you're helping mum out at the moment.
Yeah.
Something around you're helping. Yeah. So there's something around changes up around that as well. So has mum not been well, or what's brought about her moving in with you? Because I feel like there's a reason for that.
She came out of a not so good relationship, and it really affected her financial situation as well.
Okay, I missed a bit of that. So is that regarding health?
It's to do with health. She also came out of a bad relationship.
Okay, yep.
And so you're building her financial situation hasn't been good as well.
Yeah, okay. Which is lovely of you to do that. And I feel like mum's really sweet. But it's been a big adjustment for both of you. So it's a little bit like, I'm getting used to it again, I suppose, because it's been a while since you've lived together, but I feel like we're just finding our feet a little bit. There's something around, I feel like the next year you're going to, I feel like I want to say for you, the same as my last caller, but something around movement. So I feel like when you get the career path, like you decide what you're going to be doing, there's something about getting set up in a place that's a little bit more, how can you put it, that works better with the two of you, or that gives you more options and freedom.
Okay.
All right. So just be open to that, because I feel like, is there some aspect where you are now it's a little bit hard with mum being there? Is it not very big, or I feel like I'm restricted a bit?
Yeah, it's small. It's on the small side.
Yeah. So just there's something around, I feel like you'll be guided to somewhere that will just work in a bit better and give you both a bit more space. But I do see mum getting back on her feet. So I don't feel like mum's going to be there long term. I feel like once she gets on her feet, because I feel like she's independent. It's like sometimes we go through these things and then bring us in preparation to meet that, when I say perfect person, that person that is for your highest good, that is on the same page. And I feel like for the both of you, there's something about you and mum being in alignment. So I don't know whether you've both been through similar things, like within a 12-month time frame, or you've experienced the same situations, but it's like you're both learning a bit from each other.
Yes, we have happened.
Yeah. So it's like, because the two of you, it's almost like I feel like your role in this lifetime's been we're reconnecting again, and there's certain mirroring things that have been happening. But it's like, I want to say that as an encouragement, because it's like the spirit coming through for you very much about you both will inspire each other, and you're both very inspiring ladies, I want to say. So I feel like in what you do, you're very highly regarded, and mum's a bit of mum's the best. I want to say mum can reinvent herself like snapping fingers. She's pretty amazing. So even though she's been through what she has, she'll be snapping out of that and onto her next adventure, I want to say. And tell mum that. I see her traveling. She's having an adventure. And I do feel with mum, now that she's got rid of the ball and chain, I want to say, the health issues will start to fade into the background. So please tell me that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So and it really for the two of you, it's like you've come together, you've put your souls, and we're ready for a break. So I feel like 2020 is going to be your break and the opportunity come in. And I know it has been hard last couple of years, what I'm being shown, but it's like you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I do want to say over the next few weeks or towards the end of this year, you're really starting to see that there's light here. Oh, the green light. And you're having the speed humps and the red lights and being held back. No more holding back. And that's for the two of you.
Thank you. Is it okay if I ask you something else?
Absolutely. Please do.
Are you able to answer questions about legal matters?
Yeah. You just give me a generalization so that we're not too specific, being the fact that we're on radio. So, yeah. So is it, oh, that's interesting. I'm getting a bit of stuff. Okay. So is there something that's, is it at the courts now, can I ask, as we speak?
It's going to be started soon.
Yeah, okay. There's a bit of a process there. I feel like I want to say something around being a bit dragged out. It's really important to get the right person on the job. So have you already, are we on to the second person that's helping you through this? The professional person, I mean?
Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
Are you on to the second person that's helping you? So when I say that, like over here we have like a solicitor or like a professional that is
just a lawyer for right now.
Yeah, okay. So with your lawyer, do you, because I feel like I want to go to, there's a number two. So have you already seen one and you're on to now another one? There's something around that. Yeah, great. Because I was like, you're going to be, the second one is the good one. Like, I don't mean that the first one wasn't, but it's like we need somebody that's 100% on your page. Can I also get you to write down, it's almost like the outcome is something around finances, write down what it is you want and just, I don't care whether you just put it in a drawer or something, but let's be clear to the universe and say, this is what I want. I'm not doing this for nothing. This is the end result. So that we can bring that and not only bring it to you as you need, but in the right timing. There's something about this being dragged out, but I do want to say to you, don't worry about it because it will be in your favour. It's just a case of you're going to have to do this bit of a dance at the moment with it.
Okay, it's to do with my my child.
Yep. So there's, okay, so I felt like also I wanted to go to money. So is this about maintenance as well? Because I feel like there's something around money that hasn't been paid that needs to be paid, right? Yep. So we're getting, the money is coming through and the ruling will be in your favour. Hold your stance and keep your power and there'll be no question on the outcome of this. And I feel like I want to say to you, there is no question. I don't feel it's going to be an issue. So keep the faith. You've got this.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to have to go because I'm being wound up now, but thank you so much for connecting. Australia Psychic Cowgirl, connect with me on Facebook for any more questions, Misty. More than happy to help. Thank you, everyone. See you again, same time, same place. Woohoo!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. How are you, everyone? I have been on a little bit of a hiatus for the last 6 weeks, trying to recover from a pretty nasty illness and juggling some family turmoil and issues on top of that. So it's been a really interesting few weeks, but I am back and I am ready to talk with you and hear what you all have to say. So we just came off of Thanksgiving week here in the U.S. And, Thanksgiving, all about being thankful, being with friends and family, and all the great things that go along with that. And, that brought me to kind of not only what I've been dealing with in my personal life, but then Thanksgiving on top of that made just this great topic to talk about tonight. So as we go through life, we're going to hit bumps and hiccups along the way. Some of them are going to be a little more extreme than others. And some of them we're tearing our hair out. Some of them we slide right through, no big deal. But it's those times when things pile up. It's like, it seems to be like one thing after another, after another, after another. And pretty soon you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders and you don't know how to crawl out from all of this, what seems to be bad luck and negativity. And I personally pride myself on being a very positive person in life. And it takes a lot to get me down. And so when I get to that point, it makes me stop and think about how I need to find more things to be grateful in life. Now that, when you're that kind of far down, is so much easier said than done. I will be the first one to tell you, so much easier said than done. So what do you do when you find yourself in that spot? Because sometime during that peak of your life, you're going to find that. There's just going to be things that go on. How do you cope with that? How do you find the gratitude? How do you come back to that space? And I have to tell you, I had to dig really, really, really deep, probably deeper than I have ever had to dig in my life. And so it really made me aware of some of the things that helped me get through that. Now, what are some of those things, you ask? So, I did a lot of meditation when I could. Now, granted, I was sick a good portion of that time. So trying to meditate was not my thing. But once I kind of got out of that and I was feeling a little bit better, meditation really helped, really helped me get to a different level. Leaning on my friends and family and those trusted ones around us. We all have those people. We all have those trusted people that we would just hold so close and know that they are with us through thick and thin. So lean on those people. And, maybe you don't need anybody to give you any answers. You're just looking for someone to hear you out, just to let it all out so that it's not in you anymore. It's not in your body. You're releasing it and letting that go. And so I relied a lot on my friends, my very close friends, to help me get through that. And I also tried to do what I call, and I've talked a little bit about this on some past shows, ramblings of gratitude. And what is that? So ramblings of gratitude are picking either one thing or a multitude of things that you're thankful and grateful for. They could be as simple as the shoes on your feet. So it can be super simple. You could go into something and you just have to carry the thought for 17 seconds. And if you carry that thought for 17 seconds, you kind of feel a little bit of a lift. If you can carry that thought or even if you can carry that through your voice and continue to talk about it for a minute, you raise even higher in your vibration. If you can talk about it or think about it and visualize it for 3 minutes, that's when all the manifestation, all the good things that come to you, that's where all that yummy juiciness comes from. So what does this look like? So I'm going to take the example of my car. And you just start by saying, I love my car. I am so happy and grateful for my car. I know when I get in my car, it's going to take me from point A to point B because it's so reliable. I'm so grateful and thankful for my car. I get in it and it's nice and toasty warm after it's been running. And I know that I'm safe and I'm warm and I'm going to get from point A to point B. And I'm so happy and grateful and thankful for my car. I love my car. I love the way the seats feel when you get inside of it and you sit down and you start going down the road. It's so comfortable. It's so plush. I absolutely love my car. I love how I can go put gas in it and it runs just perfectly. I am so grateful and so thankful for my car. I'm so grateful for what it can do. In the summer, when it's hot, I can stay cool. In the winter, when it's warm or cold, I can stay warm. I'm so grateful and thankful for my car. So that's just an example. You always want to start off with, I am so thankful for. You always want to end with, I am so thankful for. Now, some of you are really great visualizers. So you can visualize things in your head. You can see yourself sitting in the car. You can see how it feels. You can see it going down the road. You can see it driving from your house to your office. And that works great. For those of you who don't have that great of, the imagination, that's a hard one for you. You can talk it out just like I did. You can talk it out silently or you can talk it out aloud. Now, voice projection is going to be way more powerful in the universe than just saying it inside and keeping it inside. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't work the same way. You could even write it out. You could write it out on a piece of paper, why you're so grateful and thankful for something. Now, again, I just focused on my car. You don't have to do that. You can be thankful for the shoes on your feet. You can be thankful for your car. You can be thankful for your job. And you can just keep going and going and going. Whatever makes the most sense for you, whatever it takes to raise your vibration and get you out of that space that is not good for you and no fun, because you don't want to stay there for very long. You want to bounce right back out of that. So try that, the ramblings of gratitude. See how long you can keep it going, because as you work with it and as you practice it, 3 minutes, believe me, 3 minutes will go just like that, and you'll see how easy it really is. So if you have any questions about the ramblings of gratitude, how to do it, what it looks like, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook at Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or you can catch me over on, my other Facebook page is Your Time to Shine, or my website is www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com, and I'd be happy to help you get through that process. So now we are going to head to the phone lines. We have Kura in New Wales, Australia. Oh, Lynn, pardon me, I read that wrong. Lynn, good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. So what can we do for you this evening?
I would just like to know what's ahead in the next 6 months, please.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part again?
I would just like to know what's ahead for me in the next 6 months, please.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So let me just tune into your guides and see what they have for you. There's going to be a little bit of silence while I tune in here, but be assured that I haven't gone anywhere and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you.
Wow. So immediately my guides are showing me that you are going through a huge transition. It's a very big transition. Hang on, let me see if they can show me exactly what that transition is. They're showing me a crossroad. Do you feel like a split in the road? Are you feeling like you've come to this crossroad and you don't know where you're headed?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So what they're telling me is that either direction you take at this crossroad is going to be okay. They said what you need to decide is you really need to drop down into your heart and think about what it is that's really going to fulfill you in that journey. Because they're showing me that no matter which way you go, it will be okay. One is probably going to be a little bit more fulfilling for you than going the other direction. So okay. I'm getting the feeling that it might be a job-related transition.
Oh, okay.
That there is, have you been thinking about changing jobs, or has that been kind of swirling around, or has something been catching your attention and making you stop and think, and you think, I wonder?
Not with work, no.
Okay. Well, they're showing me that there is some kind of a transition coming up. Whether that is a transition within the same company, within the same, like maybe they're showing me it's like what you're doing right now, there's like another direction or another offshoot that you can take. And it's very possible that it's still within the company you're with. It's just a little bit different direction than what you're going right now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that they want to show me here. So one moment. They're showing me that you have a healing side to you. Do you practice like Reiki or some type of healing modality right now? Or have you been thinking about that?
Yes, I do Reiki.
You do Reiki. Okay.
Yes.
They're showing me that you need to do a lot more with your Reiki business. Are you doing it as a business, or are you just kind of just playing around with it? You know,
I'm just doing family and friends now.
Okay, so they're kind of showing me. So, do you have another job besides Reiki as well?
I'm not working at the moment, but I usually do pet work, making pets to hospital.
Okay. Because what they're showing me is that you can take your Reiki to there's like a whole nother level that it's almost like you're holding back a little bit on your Reiki. And they're saying that you need to get out there. People need you. People are waiting for you to come. But you need to be able to get out there and put yourself out there. They're showing me that you've been a little bit hesitant to put yourself out there and be that vulnerable person with your business and with Reiki.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
they said that.
Right.
Okay. They're just showing me that you can be so much more with that than what you're allowing yourself to be.
Yes, I work with the animals.
Okay. They're showing me like you and connecting to different people around your community. They're showing me that it's almost like you need to get like a networking group, or you need to find common people who can work with you and kind of pass your name out there. I'm also being shown that your guides are saying, ask for help. Don't do this on your own. Ask for help. Write down what it is that you want your business to look like. And then give it to your guides. Give it to your guides and say, here's my outline for my business. Show me and help me get through this. Because they say you're trying to take this on your own, and they could help you with this.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
They're showing me you have a very, very bright future. I mean, like when I first connected with your guides, it was like this huge explosion. And it wasn't an explosion that's like a devastating explosion. It was like an explosion of bursting out of, connecting and getting out there. 2020 is going to be a really powerful year. And so I'm seeing that, I'm kind of seeing that with you and what's transpiring. And it's like right now, this month, and probably into January, they're showing me is when you need to start looking at your business, start creating what that looks like. Write down how many people am I going to see during the week, and actually start putting them down like on a calendar, like you have those people there signed up, and you say on Saturday from 12 to 1, I'm going to be seeing a customer. I'm going to be seeing a client. And from 3 to 4, I'm going to see another client. So get like a calendar and a schedule and just have fun with it, play with it. Say, this is where I want my people to come. This is where I want my customers.
Yes, okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's very high, powerful, exciting energy around you and around the Reiki. And I can see how the animals really, really, they just take to you. I mean, it's like they're butter in your hands. I mean, they just melt. So it's a fantastic, beautiful, beautiful thing. So work with that. Really outline what it is you want to see this become. And then call in your guides and your angels and say, here it is on paper. Help me with this. Show me.
Yeah, a little bit like manifesting.
Exactly like manifesting. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, could I ask which guide you spoke with, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Could I ask which guide you spoke with, please?
Ask which
guide you spoke with or connected to.
Oh, which side?
Which guide?
Oh, which guide?
Yes.
You have many of them. Archangel Michael comes really heavily into the forefront.
Yes.
He is really out in the forefront for you. I see other angels around you as well. And I see Archangel Azrael around you as well. So, you can call on them, or if there's somebody else, if there's another guide, if there's a loved one that you know of, feel free to call on them. It doesn't have to be Archangel Michael or, anyone like that. But I can feel their presence around you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else that I can help you with tonight?
Oh, yes, there is actually. I was applying for a housing allocation. Just wondering how will that go?
So for a new place to live, okay.
For a public housing.
So is this a place that you've been looking at for quite some time, or that you've been going back and forth with it for a while?
I've been going back and forth with the application. They just keep sending more and more details that they need.
Okay.
Yes.
They're showing me you haven't found it yet. There's one coming up.
Coming up, though, is there a length of time, or long or short, or?
So they're showing me that it's coming up soon.
Okay.
Yeah, they're showing me that it's going to be sooner rather than later. The one little caveat that we'll put on that is that their time frame and our human time frame don't always coincide. But I'm feeling like that it's probably within the next 6 months that something is going to come up. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are very welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with tonight?
No, I think that was all I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm really being shown that a lot is going to be happening in the next 6 months for you. So it feels very, very exciting. So do a lot of manifesting, a lot of reflection, a lot of writing, and of course, ask your guides for help.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Lynn. Have a wonderful evening.
Yes, you too. Thank you again. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that almost wraps it up here for us tonight. Again, if you want to get a hold of me, you can reach me over at my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. I can also be reached on my Facebook page at Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or Your Time to Shine. And I have been very lackadaisical about posting any new and exciting things coming up, but I will have some new upcoming classes coming up in the first of the year. And so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be changing things up a little bit for all of you who have been following me so diligently. And I want to just put a shout out there to those who have reached out to me during these last 6 weeks with encouragement and prayers and all the wonderful, wonderful things that you have all done to support me during this time. And remember, ramblings of gratitude, huge, huge. And don't be afraid to sit down and work with it. And sit down with a friend or a partner and do it, because it's very, very powerful when you do it with somebody else, when you sit down and you have to look them in the eye and talk about these ramblings of gratitude. It can be very, very powerful. So don't be afraid to get out there, raise your vibration, explore all the great things that you are so grateful and thankful for. And as we're going into the holiday season, things are going to get crazy and people could be cranky. But just remember, we're all made of the same fabric. We're all going through something. Be patient with each other, love each other through it, and remember your gratitude, and remember your I can't even say it, ramblings of gratitude. So that is all for me this evening, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you again next Thursday night.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now, back to A1R on the air, Psychic Talk Radio, now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Okay, hello everyone. This is me, Fiona, Virgin Media Miami Power, and you are guys listening to Avid Advice Show. As you guys see, I'm in the hospital. I'm not sick. I'm feeling absolutely good, but one of my family members is, and that's why I'm here for her. So, and we should do this show. So I said, like, I would not let my audience and followers and fans on Avid Advice will wait another week to not having me and not having the questions. As you guys know, I'm charging $35 per minute. So I know for many of you guys, $35 per minute is a lot of money. So that's why I would love to say I will be there for you guys, no matter what, especially right now at the moment, even in the hospital, because I'm receiving a lot of emails. You guys DM me on my Instagram, beg me for my regular show on A1R Radio Network, Avid Show, and Persian Medium Show. So that's why I feel like it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter where I am today. I will just listen to my audience, listen to my followers, fans, and I'm here. So, let's talk about health, and let's talk about how we can be grateful and thankful just as we can move our body, and just we can feel and sense that mentally and physically we are good and well. There is people that wake up every single morning and they just say, well, I'm not lucky. I don't like this and that. You know, I'm not counting myself as a person who actually been successful. And you're always trying to find a way to say something, to act somewhere, to just like make yourself to not valued as a person. So if it's you, and if you are the person that always trying to say something negative and nasty about yourself, to yourself, and do the self-sabotage, I would say stop it right away. Number one, you're not going to feel good until you really understand about our value and what we have as a talent and what God gave us as a gift. Basically, when you are healthy, then you do not need to even go anywhere to having a shot, to having a surgery, to doing all those things that actually need around it right now. Then basically, you are a lucky person. So you don't need to do anything and done anything, because I really feel and sense that everything happened for some reason. So basically, what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, now the doctors and other people coming in the room as well, but, I'm in the radio show, so basically I'm going to be there for you guys. Sorry about that if I'm going to be interrupted by anyone, but you guys understand about my situation. So let's just go and back to you guys. I have Mikael from Sweden, Stockholm. Well, hello. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me here.
Of course, what more do? How is everything?
So what's up here?
Yes, exactly. So sorry. Actually, as you see, maybe you see my face right now. I'm actually in the hospital for some of my family members that have surgery. So basically, that's why I'm doing my show live. So that's why I'm actually in the middle of something, and sometimes the doctor come in and trap me. So I'm sorry about that. I will do my best to give you all the advice I can with my heart. Okay, number one, give me your date of birth, and number two, where are you living in Sweden? Are you in Stockholm, Gothenburg? Where are you?
I am in close to Gothenburg, actually. So very close to Gothenburg,
cool.
or 1 hour from there.
Oh, wow,
I'm on the
fantastic.
west coast
Is it cold? Is it cold there?
Well, it's still a little bit cold there, like 2+ or something.
Oh.
Outside, so
I know.
very warm.
I live in Sweden, honey, almost in 20 years, like all my life. I raised in Sweden, so I know exactly what's going on. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, but, springtime's coming soon. So we'll hopefully get some warmer weather. That's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be living here, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. And did you been in California, or are you coming to California, to LA?
California, I have never been there actually in America, but it would be very nice to be there. I just talked to somebody who has a friend in California actually, but we'll see. Maybe one day.
I would definitely recommend you to come to LA, to California. And if you ever come to California and LA, my practice is actually in Corona del Mar. And I always actually having time for people who come from the country of mine, which is my country. Actually, I counted as a Sweden, Stockholm, because I raised there. So, and people who come from actually Stockholm, Sweden, Gothenburg, people who come from Australia, Canada, London, they kind of prioritize all the time to see me face to face. So basically, if I come here, so please DM me and send me email to virginmedium@gmail.com, and I would love to see and talk to you about things. So now, back to you. You definitely have something in your mind that you would love to see, some burning questions that you are looking for, hot burning answers.
So perfect timing, actually. Like, seriously, like, I had this thing coming, like, I kind of actually just manifested a job, which is very... Because I talked about this job, this was the only job I wanted here in Sweden. So it's just a normal job as a delivery guy. I wanted to drive a car. And I got it today, and at the same time, in the Netherlands, I got the opportunity to work as a volunteering, like a raw food place and restaurant, and just stay in Amsterdam for a while. And both of these options just came to me at the same time today. And I would like to know if I should stay or should I go.
It will be super fantastic, because the way that I feel and the way that I sense right now at the moment, you are in a change and challenge position. So basically, universe trying to bring opportunities to your door. So every single opportunity is coming from other side. Let's say from other countries, let's say that from other places, or kind of like other companies, other friends, maybe new resources, new circumstances, or anything in regard to that. So please just try to say yes to it, because whatsoever it would be as a change and challenge for you, that would be fantastic. So from now on, you are not in a place that you should be concerned and worried about your future if you may actually make some not good decision. So your decision whatsoever is going to be today has to do with the change, has to do with challenge, change the countries, doing something that would be fantastic. So no fears allowed, no fears, no doubt, and no kind of the things, maybe I should wait, maybe I should not. You have to just listen to your own God's feelings right now, because you have psychic abilities. You have energies that I can see. I'm not telling to everybody this. It's not because I want to tell you, because I'm going to make you to feel happy and say, oh, you have some talent. No, you do. You know what I'm talking about. You have that ability. And you are strongly in the vortex center of time. So basically, whatever you are asking right now is just coming. That's why I wanted you to ask non-stop, 24 hours and 7 days, non-stop, ask and receive. And it doesn't matter exactly what you're asking, with whom you are asking, how you are asking, what type of money you want, what type of amount of money you are asking. All you need to do, be unrealistic about what you are asking.
Yeah, like to actually talk about something that is little, let's say, higher standard, because when I do, it usually happens. When I believe, of course, but
you're really, really fantastic. I'm super proud of you, because when I'm actually right now talking to your energy psychically, I see you accomplish a lot. So if any change comes to you, anything that comes to you right now, tomorrow, week from now, month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, even actually hour from now, just say yes to it.
Yeah, but I have done that for a couple of years now. I was thinking, okay, take a little break from unknown.
Absolutely. And you deserve it. And you deserve the best. Why you deserve this? Because, you work so hard. You've been such a strong person. You help a lot of people. You have a heart named as a golden heart. You're not doing things just for yourself. You're doing all the time things for others, because you want to bring love and prosperity and abundance to others. And you're always trying to be thankful and grateful to God.
Oh, I'm really good at that. So what's can I have another question as well?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, a thing with why, with staying or going, I'm really good with manifesting good things for other people, but I'm kind of focusing too much on other people, maybe because it's I never go with them on that journey usually, but I'm just leading them there in a good direction, and then eventually I'm just staying with myself anyway. But yeah.
Well, did you ever let me ask you this way, did you ever doubt about your dreams, or kind of did you may actually manifest and connect it to your dreams, but then because the dreams didn't happen almost immediately, or maybe it's still not happening yet, so are you kind of feeling that, I'm kind of doubting about that, maybe I should change my directions, maybe I'm not doing the right things? Is this something that happened to you?
Well, at this very moment, yeah, I'm kind of well, let's say that I've been on a spiritual journey for a while, and I'm kind of getting back to my own place, and just getting back to just having a normal life, doing nothing really, and see where that goes, and relaxing a little bit from this adventure side, I guess.
So do this right now for me, and I wanted you to really take it seriously. I wanted you to write it down every single night. I wanted you to have 1 glass of water. You're not drinking it. You're just having it next to you, and you have one paper, like a A4 paper, one type of a paper that you can write down whatsoever you have in your dreams and desires. You write it down almost in between 5 to 10 of almost impossible dreams that you ever had. And I wanted you to be unrealistic. And this is things that you have to do it in 21 days. 21 days. So if you just 21 days, if you just forget about one night, let's say that you've been tired, you forgot to do the same things as I told you, then you have to do it again. You have to do it again. So basically 21 days before the bedtime, you are just write it down exactly what you want. Means all unrealistic dreams and desires that's still not happening, I wanted you to focus on it. It is not anything like doubting. You should not doubt. You should not even feel it. And I wanted you to even feel that you have already $10 million in your account. And you are going to plan in 21 days. I wanted you to plan on this $10 million, or better say, whatever it is, $20 million, whatever is unrealistic in your mind. I wanted you to now plan for it. Okay, let's say that you have $10 million. You want to buy the house for $2 million, example. You want to invest your money on stock. You want to actually buy Ferrari. You want to actually have this and that. You want to travel to Hawaii. Whatever you have and you want to do with this $10 million, I wanted you to write it down. Means that you have it and you're starting to plan. So it's in 21 days. You are planning for these $10 million, not 10 million crowns, or the Swedish actually, money is $10 million. So if you have $10 million, what are you going to do? You have it right now in your account. What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next week? What will happen in between now until actually 21 days when it comes to that 20, or better say $10 million? So then when you are writing down every night, you just closing your eyes and just say, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and thank you so much for everything that you gave it to me, and I need more. I want more. You have to be greedy. When it comes to money and finance, you have to always be greedy. There is no down to earth. There's no humble feelings about money. When it comes to money, you have to say, I love money. I'm actually going after money. Come after me all the time, and I'm greedy. I want more and more and more and more. So number two, when you wake up every morning, you drink that water that you already have. So the paper that you already wrote all your dreams, it has to be on top of that glass of water, on top. Put something on top of it because it's not going to fall somewhere then. Then you wake up every single moment when you wake up. The only things that you do, you drink this glass of water in 21 days. Then I wanted you to actually call me or communicate with me. Maybe you can call and communicate with me through A1R, but I wanted you to go to avidadvice.com, sign up, and then send me an email through Avid Advice, chat with me through Avid Advice, and tell me what type of miracle you received after all those things that I told you. Every single of my clients, fans, followers, and students, they come back one after each other and told me that something very good, very significant as a big miracle happened to their life.
Do
you
well, something when you're saying the last things at least?
Yeah. You're going to be one of them, I promise you. You're going to be one of them that can actually, notify me and says, well, Fiona, yes, my life completely changed, and exactly almost close that 21 days before the 21 days passed, I got exactly what I wanted. I'm now in the most amazing road in my life that I ever been. I promise you are going to do that. I can even feel and sense it psychically. You're so ready. You're really, really ready. You're so ready. I mean, I don't know what else I have to say, but you are so ready.
Well, it would have to be in California probably to get $10 million.
Definitely. And remember that. Even if it's not the money come, the place coming that's going to take you to get that money. So that means that all the resources around you will change. Circumstances will change. Positive people with money come around you. You're going to really watch and see, really, and have your popcorn and trying to really lay back and relax and see. You will see after 21 days how everything in between you, universe, in between you, new circumstances, in between you and your new friends who are actually going to take you to the next level, in between you and new companies, people around will change.
Okay.
I promise.
I will definitely
this is going to happen non-stop. I promise you. Yeah. This is something that I promise. If you started, you just going to say, I just want to continue to just like have this. Let me ask you questions. Do you have children? Do you have family already?
Not really anything that keeps me down like that. Or settled here. So, yeah. So that's a good thing, I guess, still. My problem is, though, that I have had, this happening, but my problem is that I'm kind of missing out, in the last end kind of thing. One time definitely 2 times I manifested some very easy money that was just in my hands, but I kind of lost the opportunity. Really? By not reading an email.
Go for unrealistic manifestation. If you really want to get something, that is exactly what I always say to my students. You want to be millionaire, go around billionaire. So you want to be really wealthy and actually get something that don't manifest for $100,000 or $200,000. Manifest for at least $4, $5, $6 million. That's what you have to do.
Okay.
You have to just change the way that you are manifesting. You have to you have to really change the way that you are thinking, the way that you are feeling, and you never should ask when, how. It's not possible. I don't think so. Well, what are you talking about? Like how on Mondays? Yeah. No doubt allows in manifestation. No doubt allows when you ask the universe that you want something. And your focus has to be on something that you have already and you feel good about it, not something that you do not feel good about it. If you ever focus on something that you do not feel good about it, then you're not going to get what you want. Please stay away. Hijack your subconscious mind. Tell your subconscious mind, you're not allowed to be negative. You're not allowed to then think of any negativities, any negative people, and any crazy people around. That's all I wanted you to do from now on. And I'm so sure psychically I can tell you have a big jump almost around the month of April. So basically around the April 23rd to the April 29th, I see actually a very good news and very good jump for you, which actually going to change and challenge your life in a very strong way, very positive way. So just, stay calm and really feel and sense the energies, the breathing of money or the finance or whatever you're asking. You're asking for to be famous, to actually having fans, to anything that you want, any type. That doesn't matter. And get more happiness because you know that money can buy happiness. Happiness is happiness. Come to you. Money can just buy comfort. But happiness is something that you have inside. And no one can take it away from you, with or without money. That's why if you bring more happiness to your life, I promise you, everything will manifest in the right directions. But the most important part, my love, you should not doubting about if it's coming or if it's not coming. Answer is yes, more than 100%, it will come.
Yeah. It's in the choices, like sometimes when the universe provides everything at once, every time the universe provides everything all at once, so that I have to choose, and it's so hard to choose when there is options. I'm
exactly.
afraid of making the wrong choice. I make the wrong.
So we have just 90 seconds. I wish if I could just talk longer, but for more information about the Persian Medium, go to PersianMedium.com, avidadvice.com, sign up, get your 5 free minutes, talk to me or any advisor that you want, and please call me back on Avid Advice and tell me exactly what's going on. Thank you so much for all love, help, DM, and emails and anything. I don't know. I'm actually really speechless. I'm thankful and grateful for every each of you. And thank you so much, A1R, to be you. And without you guys, I wouldn't even help tons of people around the world. Thank you. God bless you guys. I love you so much and have a great one. And bye.
This new comfy cozy blanket. We're trying that out today. So glad you're here. As we all know, sometimes there are little blips in our day. I had to go emergency babysit, and it's fine, a toddler, a male toddler today. So I got here about 5 minutes before the show, unusual for me. And then I reached into my purse, And here are my headphones. Somebody very charmingly did kind of a 1960s pop art site-specific arrangement with these. But what was also, and I think this is so sweet, he also gave me a lovely parting gift. And I'd like to share it. I think he thought I needed a makeover, so this would be, yeah. I think I'm going to be pretty much doing this throughout the show and singing, I'm my own grandpa. Anyway, that was fun. So you'll be able to hear me a little better in a minute. I should have had an OCD friend come over and do this for me. Have you ever noticed that your friends are really like obsessive compulsive? If they will sit there and they'll take your headphones away from you and they will do this with them. I don't know why. So hi, welcome. Big astrological news, which is that Jupiter, that big, happy, benevolent, what do they call them? Big round things. Sumo wrestlers. Planets. Okay. That big, happy planet moved into Capricorn, or it's just about to. Now, when Jupiter moves into a sign, so when Jupiter, it makes that sign sort of doing things that are associated with that sign kind of happy and lucky. If you have that sign in your chart, it sort of lights that part up for you. Jupiter in Capricorn is going to be very good for Capricorns so it will make people perceive them as, and I mean this lovingly to all my Capricorn friends, less annoying and more kind of useful and attractive. I love Capricorns. It's the most misunderstood astrological sign because they come across sometimes they can come across very kind of reserved, status conscious, or have a need to be in control on the outside. Underneath, they are dancing around in plaid undershorts wearing like moose antlers in their head. I mean, in a metaphysical and interior way. Anyway, so if you like astrology at all, you can go look your chart up and see where Capricorn falls in your chart, because wherever that is, that's going to be what lights up and is an area where you have very good luck. And hopefully one that doesn't involve toddlers. The other thing that happened, we had a nice new moon recently. A new moon is a good time for starting things. I've been recommending this wonderful woman, Sarah Prout, has something called the Ancient Manifesting Ritual. And she sells it online. Her name is Sarah, Prout. And what she does is you just get these exercises and you do them. I mean, not like this kind, because I wouldn't be talking about it because I don't do that. But you print out this really cool sort of series of exercises to have you look at yourself and what you really want as opposed to what you think you should want or what your parents want. And it's a very useful thing. So I just started doing mine. I realized I wanted to be a lion tamer. My school didn't offer a degree in that. But it's actually, seriously, it's a cool thing to do. And I know we haven't even had the holidays yet, but I like to prepare for New Year's way in advance because 2020 is going to be a really good year. I just have that feeling. And, I'm good at feelings. And you're good at other things. We're going to have our first caller. I don't know if you guys can hear me. And next time you see me, I'm going to be in small claims court with this child. And the answer is yes, I do have a backup pair. This is both of them. Drink like unadulterated gin here. Anyway, I hope you guys all had a great week. And I'm hoping we have a first caller. Dave. Talk to me, Dave. Oh, I love the name Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can. How are you?
I'm great. Crystal, could you do this for me so I can just concentrate on you? This thing is messed up. Anyway, nice to hear your voice. And interesting. You've got, well, tell me your birthday first. You have a, what? You just sighed. What was that? It's okay, you don't have to tell me the date. I just asked people to tell me their birthday so I can tune in on them. So just the day and month.
February 29th.
Hello, fellow Pisces. Oh, you're a leap year baby. That's so cool. Wow, that's some magic. It's been
very interesting all of my life.
What's that?
It's been very interesting for me all of my life.
In what way? It must make you feel special.
It's made me very empathic, I believe.
That's certainly what I'm getting. The other thing I'm getting with you is that it also made you strong. So, because if you grew up and still are as empathic as you are, it makes you strong. Because you have to be, otherwise you'd crumble into dust. It feels to me, maybe I'm projecting, that a lot of my Pisces friends went through breakups in the last couple of weeks. Would that be what's going on with you?
No, not at all. Not with relationships, but with like past problems. I've finally decided to let go of things and move forward. Yes, I think that's what you're probably sensing.
I think I am, because that's exactly what I was writing about today, and thinking a lot about today, and working with clients. And I'd love to work with you because you're amazing in that you're willing to let stuff go. And I work with people and I'll say, would you rather be right in this situation or would you rather be happy? And because people really identify with their problems and you don't. And the last couple of weeks, I've also been looking at old behaviors or old ways of being. And I think you're going through this exactly. And when that old behavior or way of being comes up, I can kind of sense it and say, you know what? I'm not going through door number 1 anymore. I'm choosing door number 2 here. Are you finding that out? Are you finding that you're not engaging with other people's toxic narratives, that you're making better choices for self-care? Are you?
Right, that's exactly, yes, you're correct. And it's enlightened me quite definitely, and it's made a huge difference in my daily being and everything, and how I feel, everything.
Well, you're very present wherever you are right now. I mean, at work, or if you're, doing something creative at home, you're not being taken hostage by woulda, shoulda, coulda. You're being before, if you were someplace, half of you wouldn't be there because your anxiety would have taken you out of the room, essentially. And there's a really beautiful thing about not letting anxiety yank you out of your being in the moment. It's a beautiful thing when you can just be at work pouring a cup of tea, and that's what you're doing. You're at work pouring a cup of tea. Or also feels to me like you've discovered either a spiritual practice or a form of meditation that really works for you. Is that the case?
That's very, 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 very true. That's my question for you. Is I'm also discovering that I have some psychic abilities that I'm unsure about, and I kind of want to know where to go from here.
All right. Let's see what kind of psychic ability you have. I've never done this in the show before. And this is not about me, although it's kind of fun. But off the top of your head, do not think without pausing. Tell me, say 3 words, tune into my energy, say 3 words about me or something that's going on in my life. Hit it.
I'm seeing purple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing light and happy.
That's very good. And thank you. That's very good. I work a lot with, aside from just sheer prayer, I like to work with some saints and ascended masters. I work a lot with Archangel Raphael, whose color is purple. And you're picking up, I do an angelic meditation before the show. So you're very good. Now, somebody who's, for me, I think you're a clairvoyant and an empath. And I also, there's a little bit of shamanism in there. I'm going to recommend a book right now. It's not actually about magic. It's sort of about, it's called Practical Magic. It's not a fiction book. It was way before that. And what it is just how to get into certain states that will, and then shield yourself, and then do a deep listening to yourself and to other people. But that's the kind of, you're a psychic who, by shamanistic, I mean that you have a connection to the physical earth. By clairvoyant, I mean that you get information, you see information. An empath and clairsentient are sort of the same thing. You just feel stuff in your body. Those are good places to start. My name is Perry Lyons, P-E-R-I, and then Lyons, L-Y-O-N-S. Drop me a line on my Facebook page, and I'll recommend a couple of books and give you a couple minutes of direction. That's something you should start studying. Don't quit your day job yet, but when it's time, I think you'll be a part of the community, somebody in the community we really, really value. Does that work for you? Okay. Anything else?
No, I appreciate everything, and thank you so much for your time.
Oh, such a pleasure. And please do get in touch. You have a real gift. And if you've ever seen the show before, you know, I don't fit. Unless you ask me my way.
Absolutely. No, I've been watching for a little bit.
Oh, thank you. I'll send you a check. All right. Thanks, love. Okay, now we have,
take care.
That was wonderful. What a great session. Now we have Jane from Kent in England. Are you in Canterbury? I love Kent. Darling, are you there? Jane?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hello there. I used to date a lot of men from Kent, and it would just drive me crazy because they'd spend the first part of the date explaining the difference between a Kentish man or a man of Kent, and then I'd have to hit them. How are you today?
I'm not sure.
Good. I'm glad you called then. I feel really worried about something slightly physical that might be affecting your self-esteem. But first of all, tell me your birthday. What day is it?
Sorry?
I'm sorry. Oh, look. These are almost ready. Tell me what day your birthday is. That's how I connect with you and jump into you.
Oh, 28th of August.
I'm sorry, what? The what? I'm sorry, what is it, love?
Sorry? 28th of August.
Okay.
28th.
Good to know. Have you, I'm very glad you called. Have you, oh, and now we can use these. Woo! Oh, August 28th. God. You know, that's really interesting. Hold on one second. I'm just fixing the, stand by, folks. And look at my, what I just did was, hooray! These puppies are brand new. Okay. There. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good thing, too. 28th of August. That's, people born in that day are so good, but sometimes they work so hard to make everybody else feel good and take care of everybody else that they lose track of who they are. Anyway, so what's your question, my angel?
How my love life.
Oh, God, me too. Do you go to any kind of class or, I mean, do you go to like a folk dancing class or some sort of thing where you're out and about with people? I'm not sure going down to the pub really counts. But do you do anything like that right now?
No.
Okay, I would start doing that. Any kind of class you take. Are you a good gardener? Or do you enjoy it?
Gardening.
If you want to take a garden,
gardening.
That's your job? I rock. Okay. Is this about somebody you have your eye on? Or just you want to know if you're going to meet somebody?
Well, I have had someone in my life, but I'm not sure if he's coming back or not.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I think he is. I don't think he is until January or maybe late December. Did he kind of get a crush on somebody? Or did he just choose?
Him, I don't know.
Can I ask you kind of a personal question? Does he have a drinking problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not 100%. Yeah. He's never drunk one with me.
Can we just? I'm just gonna tell you. He's an alcoholic, and it's progressive disease. Doesn't get better. It's a physical disease that affects the emotions. So when he's sober, he's a really, really nice guy. When he's had a few, he is kind of abusive and puts you down. I'm not physically abusive. You wouldn't stand for that. But he's just kind of mean. And I think what's happened is not that he's left you for somebody else. I think he's left you because he wants to be sort of left alone to drink, if that makes sense. I also think that he's just realized either today or he might do it tomorrow that was the worst damn mistake of his life, was breaking up with you. Nobody has ever taken care of him, loved him, seen him, or been kinder to him than you, and you have great physical connection. And I mean, look at those eyes. You're so pretty. And that little nose. You had a cute little nose. This is me seeing you psychically, but I'm absolutely sure. You know I'm right? So I think you'll probably get very lonely around the holidays. But it's not so much about him being lonely as it is about him realizing that, damn, there's nobody better than you. Did you guys have really good laughs together?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Well, I'm going through a similar thing. I'm not sure I'm going to take him back, but I've noticed that when I'm not kind of like, oh, I hope things work out. When I'm like, hey, good to see you. Well, I can't remember your name, but it's nice to see you. And, I'd love to talk, but I'm taking a scuba diving class. The best way to, quote, get somebody back is to get yourself back. And that's what I'm looking at with you. That's why I'm saying I want you to have you have a lot of talents. I want you to do something that you just enjoy. And you're so much fun to be around. Girl, I'm calling you next time I'm in Canterbury. If you listen to that laugh, that is the laugh of a woman who is fun to be around. I would totally be mates with you. Next time I'm in England, I'm taking you for a beer. Because also you'll do, at first, I was going to say you'll do anything. But then at first you'd be like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, okay. I mean, if it's like Skittles or swimming or bowling or whatever. And then your mates will be, look at her, she's on fire. So, 4 words, get out of the house. 5 words, I'm a Pisces, we don't count. Well, we do count, but so also there's somebody lurking in the distance who has kind of a crush on you, baby. And yeah. Where's your local?
I don't know. Sorry?
Is there someplace? Do you have a local, or you tell I lived in England for a long time? Do you have a local, or is there someplace, some restaurant or some pub you go to occasionally? There's somebody at one of those places who. What?
No, I don't. I don't go out. I don't go out.
Okay. What are we going to do after we hang up the phone today? We're going to go out. Okay, we're not going to go out because it's like 2 a.m. there, but I'm going to make you write me at Perry Line. I'm not kidding either. And tell me that you went out. The best thing I did after my breakup, which was my idea 2 weeks ago, was I was feeling really sorry for myself. Not that you do that, and I was like, oh, woe is me, And I'm like, oh, I'm going to put an end to it all. And then some inner voice in me said, no, you're not. You're going to go hit a piano bar. So I'm in Maryland right now. And when that voice that said, I can't go out, I'm too sad, I'm not thin enough, I'm not 23, nobody will like me. The other voice said, oh, shut up. And so I went out, I called a girlfriend and said, just come keep me company because God knows you can't sing. And but I paid for dinner. I just went and sat in and sang a couple songs. It's good to go outside. So I want you to either go out with your girlfriends and do something productive. I want you to take a class because I think you're going to meet somebody else. And when this guy comes around, as he will, January 15th at the latest, you're going to be like, yeah, I'll see you again. But I don't think exclusively because I'm having a good time. So the best way to get somebody back is to get yourself back. And Jane is my favorite name in the world. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel good?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've actually outgrown him. Really, I do. I think you've outgrown him. And, we miss them because they're fun to have. They have certain uses. Oh, you people have such dirty minds. I meant putting up shelves, people. But I think there's somebody coming along in 2020 who's really fun for you. And I think more your type. All right, my love. Thank you. Keep in touch. And if I don't...
Thank you very much.
Sure, and if I don't psychically sense that you're like taking a folk dance class or learning to scuba dive, I'm going to come to your house and knock on your door, okay? I love England. Any excuse to go there. All right?
Thank you.
All right, Jane. Huge hug. Talk to you soon. Come back. Have some kittens. Excuse me. We're here Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But what we also are is always here for you. So come back. I have a 97% accuracy rate. And about you guys, about me, not so much. And just have a wonderful week.
Everyone, so welcome to Angelic Connections. I am your host for today, Carrie Bush, coming from the UK. I am a spiritual mentor, an angel card reader, and a published author. You can find me on Facebook at Carrie M. Bush, as well as Amazon at Carrie M. Bush. Lots of books that I've published on Amazon for children and journals to help adults. Some of the books that I've published for children help the child to connect with the archangels, the powerful archangels, and, help them to know what messages they can give to them. I'm also a spiritual mentor, and I have a spiritual soul group on Facebook. It would be great if you come and joined us and checked us out. If you feel like need some guidance in a certain area, then we can help you with this. There's so much love and support. I'm there every day. I'm doing daily messages, helping you with the energy of the day, helping you to know what to expect. There's weekly lives, there's pendulum calls, yes, no questions answered, lots of oracle cards. There's so much going on there. So if you just feel like you need that little bit more support, then come along, find us on Facebook at the Spiritual Soul Group. So just before I came on live, I have pulled 3 cards from the messages from your guides pack. Now, if you can choose the number that you're guided to, 1, 2, or 3, you'll get a special message after at the end of this show. So just go with the number you're drawn with. The first one that comes into your mind, number 1, number 2, or number 3, and that will be the right message for you from the angels. So that will be revealed, like I say, at the end of the show. So our weekly guidance this week from the angels is embracing the future from the Gateway Oracle cards. Embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. So I love this card for us. This is trusting our path a little bit more, allowing ourselves to be guided, going with the flow, going with our heart space at the moment. We need to all be stepping away from our head space. This is a really powerful message from the angels. Step away from your head space. The head space puts you in that place of fear, anxiety, worry, thinking too far ahead, over questioning everything, basically just kind of driving yourself mad. So this card asks you to go with your heart space more. Your heart space is so much more reliable. It's connecting with your intuition. It's following the guidance from the angels. It's trusting the path that you are going on. And my goodness, are you going on a powerful path? So we've got magical times ahead, everybody. We're in a really, really magical phase. It is a very powerful month. It is the month of miracles and the month of magic. We are in December's energy. It's very, very powerful indeed. On Thursday, we have got the 12/12 portal opening up. This is the energy gateway that really leads us forward in a big way. It really allows us to put closure on the past, on things that have kept us stuck, on challenges that have kept us stuck and blocked from moving forward. That 12/12 portal is going to put the closure there. It's going to end this decade with a bang. In 2020, we are starting a whole new decade. So literally everything that we are doing now is preparing our next 10 years ahead. That is how powerful it is. So the angel's message for you this week is just be mindful of your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. As I say, we are the creators right now. We are creating our life for the next 10 years, for the next decade, from 2020 to 2030. This is the space and the energy that we're in now. So it's very important that we are thinking and talking about what we want to bring in around our life and not the things that we don't want to bring in, because the things we don't want to bring in can easily manifest under this energy. So I feel it's, the strong message from the angels this week is just be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of what you're talking about. Make sure that what you're talking about is what you want to bring in and you're not focusing on things that you don't want. This is all of us, a strong message for us all to be careful, not to be complaining, not to be moaning about things, not to be keeping our focus on the things that we want to change that we're not happy about. Instead, we need to come from the space where, we're talking about what we have as if we've already got it, as if we're already living it in our life. This is such an important message for us this week. So the 12-12 portal is on Thursday. It falls in with a full moon, the full moon in Gemini. So how powerful is this to have this 12-12 magical gateway opening on the same day as the full moon? The day after is the Friday the 13th. A lot of people are fearful of Friday the 13th, but there's no need to be. In actual fact, 13 as an angel number is a beautiful message. It's a strong message of change, of good luck, of good fortune. So, we need to celebrate Friday the 13th. It's a very powerful day. It's a very high connection day. So that comes in straight after the 12-12 and the full moon. And then after that, we go into the solstice, which is the 21st of December. And then we end the decade on with a bang with the new moon and the new moon energy around us on the 26th, which is the Boxing Day. So how magical is this month already? You may be feeling the energy quite strongly. We have a lot of ascension energy around. The reason being that we are being prepared for 2020 in a big way. As I say, this is a whole new decade opening up for us. And this is our chance to connect to our authentic self, to own our power in a big way, to go into 2020 connected, to feeling guided and, with freedom. I want to say the word freedom. That's coming up for me a lot this week from the angels. We're all going to be given freedom. So the ascension symptoms and the light codes that we are having activated right now are shaking people up a little bit. If you've got some bad patterns that you're still coming from, they will be highlighting and showing up of the month of December. You may also be experiencing some physical symptoms such as headaches, nausea, feeling tired, all of that kind of thing, because the energy is so, so strong. So remember, what you are doing now is creating your whole future. Please be mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and, what you're putting out there to the world. So we're going to take a caller now. We've got Riri from West Sussex, I believe, on the line. Hello, Riri. Are you there?
I'm here. Hi, Kate.
Hello. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm really good, thank you. So how can I help you today, Riri?
So my question was really about my career. I really want to get into human resources, and I'm trying to take a few courses to see if I can actually get where I need to be. So I'm just wanting to see if there's anything in the cards for me, really.
Okay, let's pull your cards. I want to do the Gateway Oracle cards because I feel guided that these are the powerful ones to use. So I'm going to ask the angels for the cards for you, and we'll see what guidance comes up for you, Riri. So about your career. Okay, so you get two cards come up here. Your first one is starting fresh. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in your life. And the angels are giving me a big, strong yes in my ear as I'm pulling this card. It is new beginnings for you. It is time to create the life that you desire. This is here for you, this career change. It really, really is. You also get the believing in the magic card, Riri. And this is the magic is abounding in your life. So I feel like you've been in a bit of a area in your life that's kept you a little bit stuck, maybe a little bit of frustration there too. Would that be right?
Yeah, very right.
Okay, so this is changing, and this is the lovely thing. December is bringing the big change for you, the change that you've been praying for. I feel like the angels are saying to me that sometimes you've had a bit of frustration, like, hello, is anybody listening? I feel like you're putting out what you want. I feel like you're working well on manifesting. And I feel like there's been a bit of frustration because it hasn't showed up. But the angels are telling me that's because it's about divine timing. This year's been really important for you, Riri, to work on yourself. And that's why you haven't seen the changes just yet. But as you go into January, you're going to see lots of opportunities coming around this. I feel like it's about believing in yourself a bit more, about knowing that you can do it. So it's about letting go of the frustrations, because I feel like this year, you know, you have been working on the manifesting. Would that be right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so just know that your prayers have been heard and answered. What this is coming down to, Riri, is about divine timing. It's about making sure that that right opportunity and the time for you to move into the career of your dreams is there at just the right time. Sometimes when things happen too early, when everything, you know, behind the scenes isn't quite there, isn't quite set up, it won't go in our favour as much as we'd like it to be. So there's a very good reason that you've had to wait, but, you know, it's changing. From the end of December, they're giving me, into January, you are going to see an opportunity with this. I feel like it's going to come from the internet. So I don't know if you do a little bit of looking and searching around this area on the internet at all.
I do. I'm vigilant, quite vigilant, actually.
Okay, there's going to be something just pop up out of nowhere. And you know what? They want me to pick up the believing in magic card again. So this is about believing in yourself, Riri, and believing this opportunity is going to come. And all of a sudden, you're going to be going, oh, let's have another look. And something's going to jump out at you and you're going to just feel so excited, so good about it. And then, you know, you're going to be like, wow, you're going to go for it and it's just all going to fall into place. And they're saying it's going to fall into place so easily. And that's because it's the right timing for you. Sometimes we try and control the timing. We all do it. You know, we're human beings, aren't we? When we want to change, we try and make it happen. But this is all in your best interest that this hasn't happened up until now, because it's like the scene is being set. And you're going to have a lot of success around this, Riri. You really are. And you're going to meet some people who can really help you in a big way, connect to some bigger people. The angels are showing me you in kind of boardroom meetings, and later on, you know, doing presentations yourself. You're going to be in a powerful position. You really are.
Oh, that's really good to hear, actually. I've been trying, and, you know, like you said, it's just not there. You know, you do everything that you think is right, but it just still doesn't present itself.
Yeah, and sometimes the best thing that we can do is just take the focus off of it, you know, get into the belief that it's going to happen. You're excited, you know that this dream job is coming your way, and then lose the focus of it. And you're just going to look at the internet, check it out one day, and you're going to be like, wow, there's a really lovely opportunity here. And go with that heart feeling, that excitement in your tummy. It's just going to connect to you, Riri, and you're just going to go for it, and you're going to be like, wow, I'm so glad I did, because the timing's there for you. 2020 is a really good year for you. You've got a lot of changes coming, and it starts off with this career, and then it kind of links into all different areas. You've got some changes coming in friendships, so there's definitely going to be some new people stepping into your life as a result from this job. So that's really lovely. It's just going to be touching lots of areas, and you've got more money coming in. So this job, I feel, is going to pay quite well, Riri.
That would be good. We always appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. That's always a good point, isn't it? So I feel like you're going to feel more connected. I feel like this is like where your soul wants to be, and when you're in that job, it's just going to help in all other areas. Just feel really connected and feel really happy. So I'm not saying the angels aren't giving me this has been a terrible year for you, but I just feel it's been a little bit hard work at times and a little bit of frustration creeping in, but that is ending for you. So this full moon on Thursday is going to be really powerful for you for releasing and letting go, because you are starting a whole new chapter.
That's really lovely. It's quite relieving.
Okay, did that help?
Yes, it definitely did.
Oh, lovely. Have you got anything else before I go?
Well, I also wanted to ask about a relationship, or kind of if there's anything for me in the future. I did kind of meet someone, but then it's kind of hot and cold. I've been alone for a while, so I kind of wondered if there was ever anyone out there.
I have got the romance cards here, so let's have a look. So we're going to ask for you for romance. Let's see what card comes out for you for romance. Okay, so you get the passion card. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is passion coming into your life. Again, 2020 is your year. It's the year for your changes. So you're ending this year by releasing a lot. So when I say releasing a lot, I feel like I want to say that there is a past relationship. The angels are showing me an ex that maybe hurt you, and there is some releasing work that needs to be done on this to move forward. But there is passion coming back into your life. There's love, and it's a committed relationship. It's lovely. It feels really strong. It feels really powerful, and it feels like somebody that you know have a good connection with, that you can do things that you enjoy, same interests, that kind of thing. So you've got some lovely times coming up. But does that link in with you about releasing a past relationship?
Yes.
Yeah, there's some healing and releasing needs to be done, which is the perfect time to be doing it now in December with that 12/12 portal coming up and the full moon. You know, this is the time for releasing. So let go with love of that past relationship. You know, do the forgiveness for yourself to release, you know, cut the cords and, you know, start afresh. You know, take the lessons only and leave the rest back in the past. You're not going to be hurt again. This is a nice relationship coming in. This is a committed relationship. So kind of just take the past relationship as lessons and just keep hold of the lessons and let go of everything else, because you don't want this getting in the way of this new love coming in. And I don't know why, but I'm just keep being given a museum. So I don't know if that's an interest of yours, but they're just showing me a museum over and over. So I don't know if that links into you, Riri.
Pardon me, what is it?
A museum. They just keep showing me a museum. Oh. I don't know if that's like an interest of yours or a passion you'll share together, you know, or maybe a meat place. I don't know, but they're showing me a museum. So I have to give you that.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So get excited, let go of everything else. It's not needed. You've got some lovely stuff coming. So believe, trust in that magic, and you're going to see it come in 2020 and early 2020.
Oh, looking like a good year, 2020.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It really, really is. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I'm feeling excited that I've had a bit of a run this year.
So it's kind of like those challenges. Yeah, those challenges are lifted from your shoulders now. It's time for you to start the new cycle, the new chapter, and it's not like the past. So just let go of that relationship. And you'll be fine. You'll make the room for the new to enter. That's the kind of energy that you're under at the moment.
Perfect.
Okay, I hope that helped.
Yes, it definitely does.
Okay, you take care, Riri.
Yes, and you. Thank you so much, Kev.
You're so welcome. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so this is like the angels are just saying this is so important. We must all be believing in ourselves now. We must be, you know, expecting the things that we want. The more we can get into this mindset, the quicker they're going to show up in our life. You know, emit the right frequency, match the frequency to what you want to manifest, and that is going to show up for us. Each and every one of us, there's no one missing out here. If we get the frequency matched, so that's focusing on the feeling of what we want. So if we're manifesting love, then we focus on the feeling of love as if it's already in our life. If we're manifesting money, then we focus on the feeling of feeling abundant as if we already have so much money available to us. If we can get on the right frequency and match that frequency, then we are going to see that come in, because we are in some powerful, powerful times now, everyone. So I want to do the cards, the reveal for everybody. So let me just have a drink of water because my throat's gone dry. Okay, so everybody who chose number 1, your message from the angels is worry is a wasted emotion. So I love this. And how important is that? How true is that message? How many times have we all worried about something to then 6 months later look back and think that was just so unnecessary? You know, I drove myself mad. I wish I hadn't worried. You know, it's all growth and it's all lessons, but it really is wasted energy. When you worry, you are attracting more to worry about in your life. It's as simple as that. The powerful law of attraction is always in motion, even if we don't realize it. So if we're putting worry energy in, we're going to have more to worry about. We're going to drive ourselves mad. We're going to take ourselves straight out of alignment. You know, we're going to cause ourselves to have stress and to have fear. And we just don't need that energy around us. So let go of the worries. Give the worries to the angels. They're saying, give it to us. Take it off of your shoulders. You know, that's such a powerful thing to do. And it's such a releasing thing to do. Just give the worry to the angels and focus on something that makes you happy. It could be a past memory. It could be your children. It could be a friend. It could be a lover, a partner. Focus on what makes you happy, and that will take you away from the worry energy. So what I do, I give it straight to the angels. I ask them to come in and help me. I ask them to lift the worry from my shoulders, and then I'll connect to a past memory that makes me happy, and I'll focus on that, and I get my vibration lifted, and I'm back connected again. So remember that worry is a wasted emotion. Focus your emotion. Your emotion is what keeps you on the right frequency, and your emotion is what manifests things into your life. So that's a good reminder. For everybody who chose number 2, for everybody guided to number 2, your message from the angels is patience is a virtue. Yes, it is. It can be frustrating. Of course it can. We want things to come straight away, but patience really is a virtue. You know, divine timing is everything. Sometimes we have to just trust in the bigger picture that we can't see. The angels have got our backs. The universe has our back. Everything is happening. Just because we can't see it physically doesn't mean it's not all coming together. So although patience can cause us to be frustrated, as soon as the frustration comes in, that's when we go to the over questioning. When's it coming? Why is it not coming? How's it going to come? And the minute we go to that energy and that space, we take ourselves straight out of alignment. And when we're out of alignment, we can't manifest. So then we're back in that vicious circle of going around and around and around. You know, good things come. It's written in the stars already. It's already yours. You've manifested it. You have to let it go. You have to surrender. And then you have to believe in divine timing. You have to know that you don't have to see all the evidence straight away, and that you don't have to know everything straight away. You have to believe that the angels, you know, they're in charge. Let's leave it to them. They know what they're doing. They can see everything. They can see everything around us, everything that's to come. So they, you know, we need to trust in divine timing. So if you have been feeling a little bit frustrated about a manifestation not showing up or being stuck in a situation, have the patience. Ask the angels, remember, ask the angels for what you want, and then just let it go. Just trust they've heard, they've answered. You know, they will be sorting things out for you. So that's a powerful message for everyone who chose number 2. So for everybody who was guided to number 3, your message from the angels is like attracts like. So they're very similar messages actually for 1, 2s and 3s. So like attracts like. This is, you know, whatever you're thinking about and focusing on is what you're going to bring into your reality right now. That is going to be manifesting in your life, whether it's good or bad. The vibration you give out is like a magnet, and everything will be, you know, brought back into your reality. So you need to be mindful of that. You need to remember that. Remember those 3 words, like attracts like. Put out the frequency that you want, you know, put out the stuff that you want to manifest. Get attached, you know, get connected and attached to the feeling of what it is that you want to manifest, and let go of the other stuff that you don't want around you. It's like when we worry about bills and money, often we find ourselves in the place of, you know, more bills coming in through our door. And that is because the energy is manifesting that we're putting out. So like attracts like. It's really, really powerful words they are. So powerful messages for everybody this week. I hope that they connected to you. So I want to kind of leave you all with something. What can we do at the moment to help us move into 2020 in a powerful way? Owning our power, you know, living our dream life, manifesting our dreams and actually living them. The best things that you can do at the moment is stay in the present moment. Get yourself into alignment. Go with the flow. Surrender to the universe. surrender it all, let it go. They've heard what you want. Don't stay too focused on it, because then that's telling the universe, I don't actually trust it because I'm still questioning it. While we're talking about questioning, don't over question everything. You'll drive yourself mad. That's taking you out of the present moment where your power is. That's taking you too much into the future. And that will then cause you to question the hows and whens and whys and when's it going to happen. And that then, will take you straight out of alignment. Get as much rest as possible. It's high energy. Listen to your bodies. Your body is your best friend. Your body is your guide. If you feel like, you need that rest, then if possible, take a nap. A power nap at the moment is going to be the best thing that you can do. Eat well, look after yourself, and meditate regular. Ground your energy. If the weather's okay, get outside, get your feet into the soil. If the weather's not great, maybe just go and touch a tree. The energy of a tree can really ground us instantly. Or a grounding meditation would be just as good. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. We have to have self-love. We really, really do. We have to, know our own self-worth. We really do. That's really important. Divine timing. Divine timing is everything. It really, really is. Believe in divine timing. Trust your angels. This is my best advice at the moment. Oh, and the other one that the angels keep bringing up for me, drink as much water as possible under this energy. Filtered water. Drink. It's strong energy. We are aligning to a whole different vibration. Light codes are being activated. So much is happening. That's why a lot of us are feeling off balance. So chakra work, water, that is going to really, really help you. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for, being here with me for this show tonight and, helping me link into you all and spread the light and love. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you for being here. You can find me on Facebook at Carrie Ann Bush, Instagram, Amazon at Carrie Ann Bush. I'm also on Twitter and my Spiritual Soul groups on Facebook. It'd be wonderful if you'd come join us. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world. And enjoy that full moon, enjoy this energy, try and connect to the magic as much as possible. Enjoy the 1212 gateway. Anytime you see 1212 at the moment, make a wish. Very, very powerful. Wishing you the best week, love and light to you all, and I will be here the same time next Tuesday. Have a good one, everybody.
Hi, I'm Dean, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio, now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Hello fans, hello followers, and hello students. This is Fiona, Christian medium. I am Power. Another night, and another amazing time, and of course, A1R Radio Network. So before I take any callers, would love to share a couple of my experience when it comes to I don't know if I can, I don't think so you can, I wouldn't suggest you to go for that. Oh, my experience is about that when I tried, really I couldn't succeed, so maybe you shouldn't. So there's tons of insecurities, limitations, and also a little bit of I don't know what to do, and can you please help me where I am and what kind of career I should change or found or whatever. So I want to tell you one thing. This is actually my own experience. I wanted you to not listening to anyone. Of course, you should listen to people with experiences and telling you exactly what to do or not to do when it comes to risk and investment and other stuff. But when it comes to you want to change and challenge yourself, and because your neighbor, because your parents, because your sister, because your brother, because your coworker, because your competitions couldn't make it, then maybe I can't do it either. So try to remove that type of feelings and philosophy that because others couldn't, that maybe I can't either. All I wanted you to do is like try it, believe it. And it also depends on how much you want that things will be the way as you want and the way as you wish. If you wish big, if you actually offer yourself a best ever timing of life to make yourself the happiest and the greatest and the wealthiest and the healthiest, then you are going to invest on your will. The willpower, the energy that you are going to spend, the feeling that how far you can go is all up to you. No one can tell you what to do or not to do. The only person can approve and tell you if you are going to and you can is you. I wanted you to believe in yourself. I wanted you to trust yourself. I wanted you to be brave and take opportunities, even when you feel or felt that others told it's not going to happen. So, the most amazing time in my life was when people told me I can't, and I proved that I can. So I know you're going to enjoy that timing as well. When people telling you, you can't, don't even go there, and then you show that you can. And you can, of course, go there and be the one that you want. So there is also another things that I would love to exchange with you guys is about the matter of timing. So sometimes we just like not in the right time. Kind of like if I taught like 2 years ago, maybe I couldn't even actually go there or try that type of the things. Now I'm more mature. I know exactly what I want. I know my willpower. I know what kind of circumstances, opportunities, and other things I have. So it depends on what you want and how you want and how badly you want, and also timing. You can get what you want. So as I always say to my students and also to my clients, there is no impossibility. There is no impossible. Everything is possible. So we do not have any village of impossibility. We have a village of possibilities. So everything is possible. Just try it at least one time, and don't listen to those people who send negative energies and knows already that they would never ever try it because they are lazy, because they are not brave enough, because they do not invest in their life. So back to studio, and now I have Sarah. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? From California. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Good. Sweetheart, welcome to A1R and welcome to Fiona's show. So it was so pleasure to talk to you, Sarah. Before I start my show and my reading for you, gorgeous, I need to know about your date of birth, and also I need to know what you have in your beautiful mind and what I can do for you tonight. Go ahead, sweetheart.
My birthday is September 29th, 1980.
Okay.
And in my mind is a lot of confusion.
Okay.
On
I see that.
Where my journey in life is supposed to be.
Okay.
And
Sarah, my love.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you two questions. The first question, the first things that I can see in the Pentagon is about something that related to money and finance, which actually making you to feel very kind of discomfort, not happy, a little bit mad, upset, a lot of I didn't know exactly what to do. I didn't know where to go, and kind of blaming others. So I wanted you to first remove one thing immediate with me right now tonight. Stop blaming others, okay? I understand that people having a very strong impact in our life, especially when we talking about money and finance, because sometimes negative people can change our life completely to the nastiest way. Sometimes one positive person can change our life to the best ever way. But whatsoever and wherever you are today, I wanted you to change this type of the feelings and connection that, oh, if I did not listen to that person, if I wasn't really in that matter or that place, maybe I could be better now. So, done is done. Life, it's moving forward. Every day is a new day. Every minute of our life is a new minute and every second actually of our life. Every single actually second that we're just breathing is absolutely a new and fresh life. All I wanted you to do when it comes to blame, stop blaming others, because when you blame others, or especially blame yourself, because if you just could make that decision at that time, if you could just say yes to that or no to that, so maybe you just could be better right now or just like being in a better place. So all I wanted you to just drop the anxieties of, drop the stress and drop the craziness of if and maybe and if or maybe or should. Just let it go of all those words, okay? All I wanted you to do to connect yourself with money, and also, as you know, that money is energies. Energies is everywhere. It's just going back and forth. It's just starting somewhere. So that's what I wanted you to completely feel and sense and connect to that energies right now. And don't worry about future when it comes to, am I going to be, feel good? Am I going to have wealthy enough? Or am I going to have enough money in my account? Am I going to have the job that I want? Just stop asking. Now it's time for you to show action. Okay, Sarah? So this is very important, because I think the one block that is standing in front of your way and trying to not allow you to moving forward is about blocking your own energies to just say yes to life, yes to happiness, yes to wealth, yes to health. It's just because you're still afraid, you are kind of like confused and not know exactly what to do and where to go. So stop whatsoever had happened in the past. Past is past. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. Tonight is tonight. Last night was last night. Whatsoever you couldn't do last night, you can do it tonight. Okay? So first step, you forget about what happened last night. You stop blaming yourself and stop blaming others. And what you need to do right now is just stand up and just tell to yourself that exactly what you want to be, where you want to go, and exactly what is your goals and desires is. That is exactly what I wanted you to write it down somewhere, to make yourself to understand exactly what you want of your life. Okay? That's the one thing.
Okay.
Then, Sarah, come another things about, I see that you are confused about kind of moving. I see them moving. I don't know if it's the moving place to place or is it the moving to some other state. It's something that you want to change completely just because you want to refresh yourself doing something. Well, if you have anything that will changing your life from A to Z, like tomorrow, if you really feel that if you are changing that place, changing that house, changing that department, changing that anything that has to do with change and challenge, I wanted you to do it tomorrow, or at least thinking about it, because this is what I can see. It will open all doors to your happiness. Now, Sarah, there is two things that actually come to the right side of your pentagon. It's telling me about emotion and also feeling very down, depressed, and not happy. No desire of continuing, no desire to feel good. Now, Sarah, tell me what makes you to go there, what makes you to feel this way, and why you are so confused about your emotional feelings.
I've been going through, I've been divorced now for 3 years, and the confusion of am I where I'm at, where am I at where I'm supposed to be in life? And I actually am putting my house on the market tomorrow because I struggle with the emotional attachment that the energy the house brings from my marriage. And this is where I started my marriage. We raised our kids, but then it's also the place where my marriage ended as well. And so I've had a lot of confusion with that part of making choices, and then as well as not being able to let go of the emotions of bitterness and the, I don't want to use hate, but the dissatisfaction from the place of where my marriage ended, and that I can't move forward from that. I'm still in a negative, I have a lot of negative energy towards him, and it affects our day-to-day lives, and we have children involved. So
I understand.
That makes it really hard.
Sarah, I understand that. I understand you completely, baby, and I understand that is not something, I mean, when people says, oh my God, don't worry about that, everything is going to be all right, hon. And, you should not be worried about it. You're going to forget about it. So it's just not going to happen for one night. And I have to tell you, whatsoever had happened in between you both and what he did to you that making you to feel that hateful and, down in every areas of your life right now, maybe is not really forgivable, but at the same time, what you need to do, maybe it's kind of not time for you to forgive him right now, especially even your guys have children, it doesn't matter, but you have to get over it. And sometimes we get over things with time. We can't get over just like that. We can't just, especially when you are too emotional, when you actually give away 100% of your life and your heart, when you try to do everything that goes from your power to make this man be the happiest and the healthiest and the wealthiest and the whatsoever in the earth, and instead that you get something back, you just like gain some nasty feelings and kind of like destroy your even own insecurities, or better say confident and everything. I understand you completely, Sarah. That's why my recommendation to you is stop even thinking about that I have to forgive him, I have to move on, I have to let it go, because you can't forgive someone that you hate so much. You need time. Time will make you to feel that you can moving forward. Maybe sometimes you need about 6 months or 1 year. Maybe you need another 3 years. Maybe you need the 4 years. The only things that you should not forget is about that you are the mom, and you have to be a mom. Your role as a mom will never change, okay? Your name is mom. So as a mom, you will do everything what goes from your power to benefit your children, okay? No matter what. But you still can hate the man that you've been together. You still can hate the man that you have children with. That's perfectly fine. But when it comes to children, you have to always see what's going to be the best for them. If I'm going to cooperate with him now for just like 4 minutes of text messages, or maybe just hearing just the voice, just like exactly what he gonna says about our son or about our daughter or whatever it is, it's okay. I can do it just for my kids. So try to stay away from him, because I can see that you are guys having so much energy involved. I can see that there is so much memories involved. For you, it's not easy to say goodbye and say let it go. It's very hard. I understand you have good memories, you have bad memories, you have also memories that you don't even want to remember anymore. But now it's time for you to just let time came in the middle of you and him, and all the pain that he caused you, to let you moving forward to your own life, okay? So don't force yourself that I have to forgive him, I have to forget, I have to let it go, because when you force yourself, and when you are not happy with that force, when you are not ready with that force, instead that you feel relief, you get stress, you get an interest, you get an anxiety, and it's going to be more hate came actually to your mind and your body. So all you need to do is just stop telling yourself that you have to do it because of that. All you need to just force yourself about it is about your children, and your name is mom, and that's it. Anything that related to him, about him, kind of, creating around him, whatsoever has to do with him, just you need to let it go. Just don't think about it. Don't force yourself, and just stay calm the way that you are, Sarah. And I wanted you to sell this house. Remember when I told you, any change and challenge that I see and I feel for you, moving forward, moving from the place to other places, it's good for you, okay? Even you feel that you have lots of, emotional attachment, but let go of those emotional attachment, because the one thing that you remember, tomorrow is a new day. Next week is going to be the new week. Next month is going to be the new month. And next year is going to be the new year. And how do you know that you're not going to be in the place that somehow you just say, thank God that you gave me these opportunities to let go of this man of my life, because now I found the real one. Now I'm the happiest mom and happiest woman in the earth, because now I know exactly who I am with today and what I can do for my life. I know that right now it's kind of impossible for you to just like even think about it. That am I going to be happy again? Am I going to trust any man again? Am I going to be, the woman that I want? Yes, my answer to you, both emotionally, psychically, and whatsoever we can name on, Sarah, is about yes, you can. Yes, you are going to see the man that you want to be with. Yes, you are going to be proud about your actually whatsoever you are choosing between. So that's why I'm telling you. All I wanted you to do, Sarah, first, don't force yourself to forgive him and move on. Just let it go. When we're talking about him and whatsoever you are guys having in between you and him, just try to feel that he never exists and he died for you and is gone, okay? The only person that you are thinking is your children, or persons is your children, and you are the mom, and that's it. You need to get rid of every single memories that you have together with your children and others. That's all I wanted you to do. Let go of your past. Let go of your feelings. Let go of things that making you to feel miserable. Not about him, about you. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about him. Now, and every single minute that you are thinking about what he did to you, just distract yourself. If you're just listening to your heart again and feel about like, oh my God, my heart bleeding when I just feel and sense exactly what he said to me, what he did to me, what I did, you can't change anything. You can go back. That's why you need to moving forward just for yourself, not for him. And you do need to forgive him right now, but with time, you are going to heal and forgive. That's why my recommendation to you is you are focusing on yourself first. You are thinking about yourself first. You're well begin, Sarah. You need to change and challenge yourself to the new position of life. You are going to jump from the old circle to the new circle. Then close your eyes, jump, and says, now I am jumping because I want to have a better life. I want to feel healthier. I want to actually receive respect. I don't want to be just a giver because I'm getting tired to be just a giver. I need to do everything what goes from my power to tell everybody I am worth it enough to be a woman in somebody's life that could just tell me every single morning and say I love you for who you are and I respect you for who you are, not someone that trying to, with the narcissistic and crazy personality, make me to feel down. So indeed, I wanted you to do it for tonight, and I wanted you to stay away from all the confusion that you have tonight. My advice is get rid of all your past, everything and anything. It will, like a one spoon that you just remind yourself about him. Anything that reminds you about him, I wanted you to get rid of it. Okay? So don't be attached by the house. Don't feel that you have to stay. Just let it go. It's time for you to heal, and you are not going to heal if you still stay with those memories. The beauty of memories of things is about your children, that they burn there, they just like grow then and all this stuff. Other than that, I wanted you to not remind yourself about anything. That's all I wanted you to do, Sarah. Do you think that you are able to do?
Yes, it took me 3 years, but I finally made the choice to have the agent come tomorrow to list the house for sale.
Awesome. I promise you, Sarah, when you selling the house, kind of like you just signing and just say goodbye to that, I promise you, the day that you are signing, the day that you are just taking all your stuff out, you are going to feel so much relief that you can't even imagine. That's why. Don't let any type of attachment, emotional attachment, stop you to succeed. Stop you to be the one that you always wanted to be. Don't let those attachments making us or making you to feel down and worried about future. Because your future is shining together with your kids. Without him, not with him. You should be happy that you really get rid of this man from your life. I don't know how you could deal with the narcissist man. I don't even understand how you could even deal with it. But I have to say congratulations, because you did great. but it's time for you to move on because your body and your brain needs rest and find a better way to communicate with yourself and the world. And you know you have a purpose that you came to this life. That's why choose that purpose, and stop bugging yourself. Stop having crazy attachment to something that is not really worth it anymore. Life is changing every day, every single minute and moment. You need to follow. Other than that, life will follow you. And that may not going to make you to feel good. You need to follow life because when you follow life, you change your destiny by your own decision. But when you letting life follow you, the life will give you the most painful experience that you ever thought and imagined for. So follow life, that you at least have a choice to choose in between. You got it, baby?
Yep.
I'm proud of you because you stand for your children. I'm proud of you because even when you was depressed, you could do everything that goes from your power to bring happiness and love to your family. Even you felt that there is no way that you could even do it, but I'm very proud of you. You make it. You did that. Be proud of yourself and congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And one is you. You and your children. Sarah as a woman, and Sarah as a mom. And Sarah as somebody that's going to be in some other person's life that indeed needs Sarah and understands Sarah the way that she wants and value Sarah's energies, beauty, and smart, and everything and anything that belongs to Sarah. Not the one that not knowing exactly who you are. The man that you've been with, he doesn't know you at all. And I think God helped you to open your eyes and change him immediate, or better say, God or universe wanted you to just jump from the old circle to the new circle to be happiest. That's what I wanted you, Sarah, to continue your goal and your path without him, but together with your kids, and enjoy your life every single second and moment. Try to take your day, try to take your time day by day. Take yourself day by day. Don't think about what's going to happen to me and my children in about 10 years. What's going to happen to us about 5 years. Day by day. Day by day. That's all. So now I have 90 seconds, my love. So for private information, you guys can go to PersianMedium.com, A1R Network, and also AvidAdvice.com. Wish you guys the best. And remember, tomorrow is a new day. And every day, we became as a new person. You can do it. And I know Sarah can as well. Have a great one, and bye.
Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio Moonstruck TV. So we're going to have a wonderful show, and we're going to have 2 callers call in for some readings, which is going to be lovely. But before we go to our callers, I'd like to sort of talk about, there are lots of people, I believe, who are out there that get sort of things about sort of, a psychic awareness or an intuition or have a feeling about things. And I just think that I could perhaps give some tips on these shows, because I think people would benefit from having some sort of, mediumistic sort of tips of how to develop. And, what I was thinking is that the first thing that we need to sort of understand in our development is that we have 7 chakras, and those 7 chakras start in the base at the bottom of our spine, and that is our base chakra. And then we have one which is on, just below our sort of, tummy button, and that is our sacral chakra. Then above the tummy button, which is our solar plexus. Then into the middle of our chest, which is our heart. And then the throat is a chakra. And then we have what's known as the third eye, which is just above your eyebrows and in the middle of your forehead. And then the final one is the crown chakra. And each one of those chakras has a color. And the first one is red, and then the which is the base. Then the next one up is orange. Then it's yellow. Then the heart is green. The throat is blue, and then it's violet on the third eye, and the crown is indigo. So the way I remember those colours, because it's difficult, isn't it, if you're, starting out on this journey, is I'm from England, and there was a Richard of York, and he had a battle. And so I always remember the colours as Richard of York gave battle in vain. And they are the same order of a rainbow. So it's a sort of like the same order of a spectrum of light. So Richard is red, Off is orange, York is yellow, gave is green, and and so on and so forth. So Richard of York gave battle in vain. And now these chakras, almost like what a lot of people teach is to bring up the energy through the chakras to the sort of top of your mind, and once you've done that, you're sort of opening up to the spirit world. What I do is I just generally sort of, bring that energy up, and I don't really sort of think much about the chakras. But one of the things that I think is important that I was going to talk about today is the third eye. And the third eye is where you can see clairvoyantly, and you're able to see things that and it's an image that is just sort of, almost like in front of you, but it feels like it's in your mind still. It feels like your mind is bigger than your head, and it's just sort of in front of you that you see that with your third eye. But it's you always have to sort of open up first, and then sort of look in that spot to sort of see what you can see. So that's sort of, a bit of a sort of starting point. And I think, and I always call it sort of opening up to the power. And I think that is something that we should all practice, opening up and sitting in that space where we've pulled up the energy to the top of our head, and just sitting in that space. And that allows us to become more and more open. The longer we sit in that space, the more we open up to the spirit world. And, I was looking at some work with Buddhism last night, and I was watching this documentary that was done on the BBC, and I found it on YouTube, and it was about the 7 wonders of Buddhism, and they, their ethos is to meditate. So and it's done in a similar way. You're just bringing your mind up to to a higher position, and you know, it's done in a similar way so that you can, you know, become more, you know, evolved in the world. And that's the sort of, you know, the ethos of Buddhism, very simply put. And I'm sure if you're a Buddhist, you'd probably be slapping my wrist, because I don't claim to be a Buddhist and I don't know everything about it. So if I'm describing it slightly wrongly, please do scream at me. But I do think that you know, my understanding is that it's about, you know, being able to go to nirvana and not have to do that recycling of constant sort of lives in reincarnation. And so, you know, through going into the power or meditating, what you're doing is you're actually, you know, sensing and having awareness of ideas about life, and you become more evolved as a result. And, you know, that can't be a bad thing. So, you know, if all you do is sit in the power or meditate, then that is an excellent thing. And it's a good start to develop your mediumship. So I think it's about time we went to some callers, and I believe we have Campsie in Quaker City, Ohio. Are you there, Campsie? And we're just waiting for Campsie. And so whilst I'm waiting for her, I'm just going to continue on a little bit about you know, the idea of sitting in the power. One of the things that I really like about sitting in the power is that it's sort of quite calming. It calms you down, and I think that, you know, if you suffer from anything like anxiety or even high blood pressure, you know, that has a medical, you know, it's known to reduce your blood pressure. You know, I do think it would help with anxiety as well. And I think that, you know, sort of, you know, also some mental health, you know, generally mental health issues, because it calms you down and it puts a different perspective on you. Because what you're doing is you're connecting with spirit, and that spirit energy will be around you. And that can only be sort of healing. But those are the things that I'm particularly aware of that you know, is beneficial in, you know, with sort of meditation and sitting in the power. But, you know, once you've sat in the power, you know, what's so great about it is what you're doing is you're opening up the door to allow spirit to enter in. And that's when you can access your third eye, so you're looking to see. But, you know, another faculty that I particularly have is the clairaudience. And so you can go to sort of, you know, the right side of your head is generally where it will be found. And I think it may be different if you are left-handed. But if you're right-handed, it will be found on the right side. But if you're left-handed, it may be on the left side. So look out for that. So, you know, that's where you can, you know, if you put your focus to that area, that's where you will get your clairaudience. But anyway, I believe we have a caller ready, and that's Mary in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Hello, Mary. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Oh, hello. And have you ever had a reading before, Mary?
No, ma'am. This is my first one.
Oh, gosh. Well, it's not frightening, I can promise you. And so what I generally say to people is that when you're getting a reading, you know, because it's such a short space of time on this show, give me an idea of where you'd like me to focus. You know, if you want guidance from my guides, or who you would like to connect to in the spirit world. So is there sort of, you know, anywhere that you'd like me to focus?
My mother in the spirit world.
Okay. Right, I'm just sort of connecting to the spirit world now. Did your mother like singing?
Yes, she did.
she's singing, and she's showing me singing, and I feel like she had quite a good voice as well. But I feel that she makes me feel like it's more to do with church or something of that nature. Does that make sense to you, Mary?
Yes, ma'am.
And she almost felt, when sort of going to church, I feel like that was the best bit for her, to sing. And her voice just sort of, everybody would hear her voice. Her voice was above everybody else's voice. She had a strong, strong voice.
Yes,
I think that she had, when I look at her, I think that she had such a sort of talent with her voice that, I wonder whether she could have, done something with that, in a more sort of public way, because I do think that she had a particular talent. I'm just being shown music, where you have the 5 lines and then the notes going across the lines. And I've just been shown music, so I don't know if she could read music or understood music. Does that make sense to you, Mary?
No, ma'am.
Okay, because I was just shown that, and so that was my interpretation, that she could. But I think that's just sort of her showing me that she liked, music. She liked singing, and I feel like there's a sort of an encouragement to you to also sort of use your voice as well, because she's telling me that you're a little bit shy with your voice. Would you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
But she says that you've got her talent, that you have the ability to sing just like her, and she's almost like she's pushing you, and sort of saying, come on, you could do this too, you could sing. And she said she got so much pleasure out of it that she wants you to have the same pleasure.
Yes,
she's also saying to me that she's apologizing to you because she says that she left this world. It feels like it's quickly. It's like, or sort of like it was sort of a bit. She makes me feel like it's a bit of a shock. Her leaving, and it wasn't sort of expected. And she makes me feel like she wasn't sort of, a great age either. She says that she, it was as much a shock to her, she says, as it was to everyone else. And she says that she wishes that she could have, at least had a sort of a lengthy life, a longer life, and she's rather frustrated that she hasn't been remained in this world a little bit longer, because she says that there's been some events in the family that she would have liked to have been sort of physically actively involved in, and I feel like the events are. I feel like has a baby been born since she's passed?
Yes.
And because she's talking about the baby, and she wants you to know that the baby is as important to her from the spirit world as it would have been when she was here. And she's saying that she's able to be around members of the family, including the baby, and she's never far away.
He was conceived on the day she died.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. How special is that? It's like a little gift, isn't it? Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, today makes 10 years she's been gone.
Pardon?
Today makes 10 years she's been gone.
And is this your baby? I believe it is.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's saying to me that she loves the baby just as much and I, obviously it's a 10-year-old baby now, but she loves, or 9. She loves the child just as much as if she were here, on the earth plane. And she's saying to me that she's making a promise to you. She will do her utmost to be in everyone's life and help everyone in every way that she possibly can. Even though she's in the spirit world. And she's also saying to me that you've been thinking about making some sort of slight changes in your life. And she's saying that you've been almost like asking up, what should I do? I feel like do you talk to your mum?
Sure, all the time.
Yeah, because she's saying you do. She's saying, you're asking up, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? And she's laughing as I'm saying this. And she says that, because I feel like it's almost like you feel like a bit of a loss as what to do in your life. And I'm not quite sure of the details. Can you tell me what the details are of that? I feel like it's a number of things, like where to live, where to work, where to be, and just sort of where to go. Does that make sense to you? Because she's saying that you're not happy in your current environment. You're not happy.
I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. And she's saying to me that she's going to guide you into the right direction. She wants to make sure that you're happy, and she's going to guide you. I've got another caller waiting, but just know that she's going to guide you. And also, she's saying before she leaves, she's just waving, and she's saying to me, please tell my daughter that I love her, and I never stop loving her. I really do love her. So just know that she's going to be guiding you, and she's with you on this journey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, for calling in, and I hope it all goes well for you.
All right.
Thank you. Right, so we have Christy in Brookings, South Dakota. Are you there, Christy?
I am.
Oh, hi, you're very clear.
Oh, good.
So I'm a medium, and I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, or I can focus on something particular in your life and get guidance from my guides. Is there a particular area where you'd like me to focus, or is there somebody in particular that you'd like to connect to in the spirit world?
Just on love, relationship-wise.
Right. Are you in a relationship? Can I just ask?
No.
I didn't feel you were, because I'm not sensing anyone at the moment. Right. Okay. So the question really is, are you going to meet somebody? Is that the question?
Well, this guy that I had been talking to for a while has been in and out, and I was just wondering, is he ever going to come back, or?
Right, okay. Let me look at him specifically then. That's really what you're looking for, isn't it? Okay. Right. So I feel with him is that he almost feels as though there is there's a sense of commitment issues with him, and I get the feeling with him that there's a little bit of is it immaturity? Is that too strong a word for him. I don't know.
No.
You go along with that, would you? I just get the feeling that he perhaps almost isn't ready for the grown-up world, you know. And I just feel that he will be almost like he likes his freedom and likes his sort of, you know, life, and then he likes the comfort of a relationship, and then he, you know, I feel like he's almost like he's confused in his mind as to what he actually wants, and I feel that he is almost like he's sort of, and I also feel with him that I feel that with him he's more about sort of having fun in the world and going out and having fun, and I feel that sort of element with him. But I just get the feeling, I'm just asking if this is the person for you or whether there's somebody else. So I'm just asking that to my guides, because I think that's more of a pertinent question here. And I'm being told that he is with you, you know, coming and going for a specific reason, because I get the feeling that there is something that is going to be almost like both of you will learn from this relationship, or lack of, and I just get the feeling that this is not going to go to complete, you know, fruition and go to sort of, you know, a full blown relationship. But I do get the feeling that you, within the next 1 to 2 years, I would imagine, I get the feeling that you are actually going to meet somebody else. And I feel that this person has a great deal more maturity than the person that you've been looking at. And I get the feeling with him that he is going to be, he's just literally, being shown a man getting down on his knees and asking for your hand in marriage. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it?
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll have some of that, won't we? So I just get the feeling that you're going to meet somebody who is ready for that commitment, who's ready to sort of, you know, want to embark on a more serious life. And I also, I mean, I've no idea how old you are, but I get the feeling that he is going to want children as well. And I just get the feeling that it's going to be a big relationship that is coming your way.
Okay.
I also am being told that he's also quite established, you know, established financially, and, you know, in a work, and I feel like he's involved in business, you know, because I'm being shown somebody wearing a suit, rather than
that's the guy that I've been wanting to get back together with.
Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah, he's very well to do and everything, and got a good job and everything.
Right.
It's just, I came from a really bad marriage, and when we bring up stuff like with my kids and stuff with my ex, he kind of turns me off. He ghosts on me.
Right. Yeah.
So I can see the immaturity there.
Yeah. I mean, it may be that I'm seeing this, it's this guy that's going to come forward in 1 to 2 years more seriously. But let me see if I can describe him a bit more and see if it matches even more.
Sure.
I get the feeling that he is, work is everything to him. You know, I feel like he's very dedicated to work, and I feel like he can sometimes work long hours. He can be a little bit workaholic, and I feel that, and I feel also that there is. I feel like I've got links. I feel, I don't know whether this links to New York in my work. Does that make sense to you? It must be something to do with, because I'm being drawn to sort of places like Wall Street and things like that. So I don't know if his business is involved in that, but I also get, I can see this glass building as well, and you know where offices are. Does that make sense to him?
He works from home. He works but he works for a huge company out of Minneapolis.
Right. And has the company got links in New York?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So yeah, and I, because I feel like there is links to New York and links to, you know, I feel like the business is almost like when you look at sort of a lot of business is centered around New York. I just get that feeling of it's like the central, or maybe a head office, or it needs to be, you know, New York is what sort of gears it, is what I'm feeling. And I just get the feeling that also I get the feeling that you may be, that there may be a move as well with this relationship that you're going to be going into. I'm not convinced. It may be this person, but I'm not convinced of it. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's someone different. I'm not convinced. And I just get this feeling that you're going to need to move to be closer to this person. And I feel like this is something that's going to be, I don't know whether it's move in the local area or move further. I don't know, but I'm just getting that sense of moving, and I'm also feeling that your New York is very, very significant with this man that you're going to meet.
Interesting.
I'm just getting New York over and over again, and I'm just also like Wall Street and sort of, you know, that sort of, you know, ethos of banking.
Welcome to Amanda Hall Psychic here on A1R Psychic Radio, here on Moonstruck TV. It's a magical time of the year as we head towards Christmas, but let's sort of get a few other things out of the road before we really kick the show off. It's been a tragic week around the world, particularly with the earthquake and the loss of life we've had in New Zealand at Mountain White, I think it was, in the last couple of days. And look, our hearts go out to those families that have lost people and people that are still missing and uncertain of what the future brings with that. We really do sympathise and empathise with those families, and probably even more so as we head towards Christmas. Here in Australia, for those of you that have been following our news here, we're into I think it's probably our 6th or 7th week of massive bushfires around the country. It is getting quite critical here now. You know, there's so many fires around Australia burning in a massive amount, over 100 fires at the last count, and doesn't seem to be any end in sight. So please spare a thought for those that are battling the bushfires, for those people that have lost their homes. Luckily, so far, we've only had a couple of losses of life. You know, any loss of life is too many. But, you know, our hearts and our prayers do go out for them. And it's interesting because lots of people that I've been speaking to during the week say to me, oh, I'm praying for rain, I'm praying for rain. But one of my Indigenous friends said to me the other day, I wish everybody'd stop praying for rain. And I sort of was a bit taken back by that. And he said, you know what happened last time everybody prayed for rain? He said, we had that much that we had floods and people drowned and lost property in the floods. He said, let's just let nature take its course. It will rain. You know, we don't know when, but it will rain. And, you know, we just want it to be normal, natural sort of weather events, not, you know, let's stop sort of creating things that aren't mad, you know, that are man-made, and sort of praying for things that maybe is going to bring a little bit too much and a little bit too much in the excesses. So let's move the show along to Christmas now, because I think it's a very magical time of the year, and it's a time of the year where I think we should all really understand the essence of Christmas. It's not always about the gifts that you receive or the things under the Christmas tree. I think it's more about being kind to each other and enjoying the time with people that we mightn't have had a lot of time to catch up with during the year. It's a magical time of the year in that way, that I think it's a time to be sort of positive, to be thankful, to look forward to what we've got coming up in our lives, and to just be grateful, I think, that we're alive and breathing and that we're all still relatively healthy. You know, as we get older, we all have a few more aches and pains and creaks, and the body doesn't cooperate quite the way it did when you're in your early 20s. But that's okay. We're still here and we're still got something positive to contribute to this amazing planet of ours. So this week I want to feature the Secrets of Tarot card of the week, which is the Devil. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, Amanda, this is a really negative card to have coming out at this very positive, festive time of the year. It can be negative, but it can also be the opportunity to remove things from our lives that aren't so positive, like jealousy and trouble. Now, many of us have that throughout our lives, whether it's our professional lives, from our family and friends, or just people that we work with or are close to, quite often are jealous of our achievements. So this is the opportunity to remove that from our lives, jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that have been holding you back or binding you. Now, this is a really important concept, because many of us put restrictions or limitations on ourselves and say, oh, I can't do this because of that, or this can't happen because of this. Instead of turning around and trying to find a positive way of saying, okay, I haven't got a solution at this moment, but I'm working on it. I'm not going to be chained to the situation. I'm not going to allow it to dominate me and control the direction of my life. I still have choices. I just haven't found the best solution yet. So I actually see this card as being very positive. And, you know, if you look very closely at the card, you'll see the chains are very loosely around their neck. They're not actually holding them. They could actually slip it off over their neck and be done with the chain. So that's why I look at it as, you know, we are able to break the chains or remove the chains that are holding us back. So in lots of ways, the Devil card is a positive card to come out, because it's telling us that we can remove anything negative that has been holding us back, or any restrictions that are in our lives. So I'm going to say to you that's a very positive card. So the card that we're featuring is from the Secrets of Tarot set. This was the original Secrets of Tarot that came out a couple of years ago. This is our first one. We have 2 out in the marketplace. So if you need one, why don't you head to my website, www.amandahallpsychic.com.au, and you'll find them all there. So I want to now quickly go to our little trip around the universe. Now, before we get into too much, we need to talk about the full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon's not in Sagittarius, the sun's in Sagittarius, so that means the full moon is actually in Gemini. Now, it's going to be December 12, no matter where you are in the world, is when the full moon is at its fullest, and it's going to go for 2 days. So you're going to need to be aware from any time now, and I think anything from now on in, be aware that your emotions might be all over the place. You might be a little bit emotional. You might be sort of a bit scattered in the things that you're thinking about. And it seems to be a time, if you understand the Gemini energy is the click of the fingers and changing our mind very quickly. It's asking us to be flexible. So when the full moon is in Gemini, it's asking us to be flexible with our emotions, with our thought patterns, and probably more importantly with the people around us as we head into this very busy time of the year. And a lot of you are attending parties and functions and shopping and out and about and running around like a lunatic. And it's sort of time to sort of just stop, breathe, consider the people around you, and don't be in a bad temper if something doesn't quite go your way when you first wanted to. For many of us, it's a time when we peel off lots of emotions. We go through and say, flick, 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 flick. We don't need that anymore. And it's a time we have an emotional clear out. So I actually think it's a very positive time to have a full moon in Gemini. Now, the other planetary configurations that are really influencing each and every one of us at the moment is we have a plethora of planets sitting in Capricorn. But the three that I really want to focus on besides Jupiter is the fact that we have Venus, Saturn and Pluto all holding hands or conjunct together in Capricorn. So what this is asking us to do is to make sure the things that we are passionate about, the things that we love, the things that put a smile on our face are really what we want them to be. Let's be very careful that when we start to talk about things, whether it's climate change or whether it's that new outfit or that new present we want for Christmas, that we really have thought this through, that this is something that we really are passionate about, something that's going to enhance our lives or make us feel better. Because at the moment there seems to be a lot of controversy out there, particularly when we look at world events of all the catastrophic things that are happening, weather events around the world. Some people are blaming it on climate change. Other people are saying, don't be so silly. And everybody seems to be pointing the finger at everybody else. But nobody's really trying to find solutions. Now, I think that's the important thing here. Yes, it's great to be passionate about things and to have a very strong or firm stand on something, but we need to also get up off the couch and do something about it and make our voices heard. And, you know, if you're really passionate about that, you believe that climate change is causing all these weather events, then write to your local politician and say, hey, listen to me, this is what I think. What are you going to do about it? We all need to collectively, as a group of people, start to get together, get some class actions together. You know, one little voice holding hands with another little voice and another little voice and another little voice is what makes changes in the world. So, you know, I'm a firm believer in climate change, and I truly do believe that a lot of the tragic weather events that are happening around the world are a direct link to that. And not just because I believe in that, but I also believe in it from an astrological point of view, because I also am aware of where the planets are. And I know we have the planet Uranus sitting in Taurus at the moment, going retrograde or backwards. Now, Uranus is the planet of the unusual and the unexpected, sitting in an earth sign. So it's saying I'm creating havoc with the earth. And with that making aspects back to the stuff in Capricorn, it's saying it's time now that we all have to work together to find solutions. And we have to find solutions on a global level. We have to transform. We have to look at the old ways of doing things are not working anymore, and we have to find new solutions moving forward. So on a very logical, practical, astrological level, I can see why the globe is in such a state. And this comes right across the board to all the political arenas and, you know, politicians ignoring things and sort of going about things in their own way as if they haven't got, you know, they're not switching on and listening to what the public's saying because they're so far removed from real reality. So these sort of things are going to come back to bite them. So it doesn't matter where you live in the world, who you vote for. I think everybody has an important opinion on this at the moment, and we need to be able to put our message across and stand up and be counted on these things. So we're going to quickly sort of talk about the candles of the week. So I've pulled out the Sagittarian candle because it is the Sagittarian or the Christmas time of the year. And I think it's a very important time of the year that we need to sort of acknowledge that and bring in some positivity. For those of you that work with the full moon candle, yes, we would have been burning our full moon candle now for a couple of days. I always like to work with 3 days on the approach before the full moon. So we're already 1 day into that. We're into the second day of the 3-day approach of the full moon. Then I burn it for 2 days for the full moon and then 3 days on the departure. So I'm going to say to you, we've still got another 5 or 6 days. There's a burning the full moon candle of releasing anything that we no longer want in our lives. So maybe we might release a few politicians while we're having our little full moon ceremony this year. That might be a great idea, mightn't it? Okay, so for those of you that might want a gift box that you see here, I've made it up with a full moon candle, I've made it up with a fire sign candle and a passion candle, just to show you that you can choose any candles from our 28 now range and to be able to make up a box that uniquely suits you. They're wonderful little candles. They burn for about 15 hours. I quite often work with these, in my limited space that I have, even though I have candles everywhere. But I like to sort of burn, a full moon candle and the energy of the full moon or the new moon at the same time. And quite often these are the ones that I burn. Because they are so small, I can make it that I use just one of these little mini candles for the duration of the 7 days of the full moon. And then I'm able to sort of, say, well, that candle's finished and I've just absorbed that energy for that month. So anyway, we're going to sort of head now and take our first caller. And it's Kiana in Campsie in Quaker City in Ohio. Are you there, Kiana?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a question for me, sweetheart?
I would just like to know, what my situation with my baby's father, how that's going to turn out.
Okay, so you want to know about your baby's father, whether there's going to be any sort of change in the connection there?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you share with me your first name, sweetie? Is it Campsie, is it?
Campsie.
Okay, sweetheart. All right, just so that I'm tuning into the right person. It's really interesting, the energy that they're sharing with me about your baby's father is because I don't know that he's emotionally ready to step up to the plate yet. Is that what you've been finding, that sort of, 1 minute he's there and then the next minute he's sort of disappeared again, he's sort of not living up to what he told you yesterday, and sort of, this leaves you very confused at what role he's going to play, or is he going to be a part of your life? Is that how you're finding him, sweetie?
Yeah.
Darling, look, I want to sort of say to you, cut him a bit of slack, but at the same time I want to get him and give him a good shake, because you can't be expected to do all this by yourself. I mean, he's either got to turn around and make up his mind and say, okay, look, I'm fully committed. I'll do the very best that I can. We'll work together on this, or sort of say, look, I'm sorry, I can't do this, and get right out of the road. He can't have a foot in each camp, because that's not helping you be strong. Would it be fair to say that he could be frightened about all this, sort of overwhelmed with the responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so were you to a certain point, but you can't just sort of hand the baby over to someone else and say, oh, well, I can't do this, it's all too hard.
Yeah.
I know you might, we all think that at some stage or another. I mean, being a new mum is a very overwhelming experience, even if you have all the support under the sun. But, the fact that you've got a baby daddy here that sort of 1 minute he's there and he's fully supportive and the next minute he's sort of like he's disappeared again is not helping the situation. Darling, can I suggest to you that maybe you sort of focus on yourself and the baby, and that way then he mightn't feel as if he's being so pressurised to step up to the plate, that then he might then start to sort of gradually come back in a stronger way and a more deliberate way, because he feels the pressure's off. I know it's going to be hard, and I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know you're strong enough to do it, sweetheart. And I feel by doing this, I think we can turn this situation around. As hard as it is, and as much as you sort of want to yell and scream at him and say, why aren't you here to help me? I think if you can sort of turn around and sort of be a little bit aloof and sort of almost in a sense push him away, like you're not sharing anything with him unless he asks, that might then be the one thing that's going, oh, I don't want that. I want my baby. Why is she pushing me away? Sort of like he'll start to sort of realise that, hang on a minute, I do have some ownership of this baby and I really want to be a part of the baby's life. Look, I do feel longer term wise, I do think the two of you will find a way forward with this. I'm just not sure that it's going to be a family unit, though. I'm not sure that you and him are going to find the love that you were hoping for. So would that be a fair comment, that, this hasn't been the greatest romance on the planet?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, darling, I think you've got to accept that now. Sometimes we're put together for whatever reason to make a most beautiful little soul and bring them into the world, and that's sort of all the relationship's meant to be. And I think if you can look at it on that level, you will then find more peace in your heart, and you'll find then you'll be able to overcome and overlook the baby daddy's shortcomings a bit more, because you're not expecting him to all of a sudden miraculously be the person that he should be. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to put it into context. And I feel in time, open yourself up to sort of finding somebody who truly is your rightful match. I don't think it's the baby daddy. Anyway, sweetie, I hope that's helped you, Campsie, and I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, sweetheart. Now, we're going to go to Lonnie in Thief River Falls in Minnesota. Are you there, Lonnie?
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. Do you have a question for me?
I don't know what kind of questions I guess I'm allowed to ask.
Well, there must be something that's going on in your life that you'd like some guidance on, sweetheart.
Yeah, basically I just kind of wondering if my spirit guides try to contact me, like how do I know?
Okay, if your spirit guides are trying to contact you. That's a really, really good question, Lonnie, because most of us sort of tend to sort of think of spirit guides as, you know, lots of people have lots of different ideas, and this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying mine's right and everybody else is wrong. My personal opinion is that our spirit guides are usually passed over relatives. And the reasons why I feel that is because they have an emotional connection to us, that they sort of have a vested interest in us. You know, if it's your grandmother that's been gone for 20 years, well, of course she's going to have more of an emotional connection to you than she is to a total stranger. So this is why I believe that our spirit guides are relatives. And a lot of people say, oh, no, I've got a Native American Indian, or I've got this, or I've got that. Look, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying in my experience, that's what I believe. And having worked with spirit for many, many years, they're the ones that come through to me at different times with messages for their loved ones. So, you know, when they tell me that they're taking care of them or they're guiding them, or, you know, I feel very connected to my great-great-granddaughter because she reminds me of me. And, you know, you sort of think, wow, you know, you didn't even meet her physically, personally, but you feel a connection. Isn't that marvellous? So for you, sweetheart, I'm sure there's a number of spirit guides around you. Now, how do you know when they're making connection with you? Look, there's many different ways. Look, lots of people say, oh, people, you know, I've seen a feather and that reminds me of so-and-so, or it means such and such. If that's what works for you, that's fine. I don't think there's any hard and fast rules to say what works for me is necessarily going to work for you. What I can share with you is the things that I've noticed over my 40-odd years in this sort of work, and there's many different signs. Sometimes it can be as simple as a song coming on the radio and all of a sudden you'll get goosebumps and you'll think, wow, that really is the answer to a question that I had. Fancy that being in the words to that song that I'm singing along to. That's a connection from spirit. It can sometimes be the same sort of thing. You know, some lines jump out at a television show that you're watching and you sort of think, wow, there's the answer to, you know, what I was worrying about. Or the lights will flicker. Or you just get a feeling, or you can smell something. You smell perfume and then you go sniff, 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 and there's nothing there. And you think, well, did I imagine that? No, you didn't. Sometimes we see things out of the corner of our eye and we have a look for a second or a third time, nothing there. But again, these are all spirit connections. So spirit sort of tries to get our attention in many different ways. And it's not always something that we can turn around and say, oh, gee, you're not going to miss that. And I think as humans, we're all looking for it in that way, that it's like it's going to be a banner in the sky that I can't miss. Quite often it's very subtle. It's something that we have to sort of say, whoa, hang on a minute, that caught my attention. I wonder if that was a message or a sign. And once you start to be aware of that, you'll notice it happening more and more. For me, quite often, it's a lot of times, you know, I could be out driving in the car and I know the street sign says Smith Street, but it might say Beach on there, and I look again, it still says Smith Street, but yet in my mind's eye, it said Beach. So if that was to happen, I would then take notice of, why did I see the word beach? What is the meaning behind that? What does that mean to me personally? And that's how I tend to look at things from spirit. I mean, there's lots of different things that I can say to you. Again, for me personally, I usually find when I blow, half a dozen light bulbs in the house in a matter of a couple of days, I know that spirit's sort of quite active, and what sort of message are they trying to share with me, good, bad, or indifferent. Yes, you can turn around and say that's coincidence, or your light bulbs blew at the same time because you replaced them all at the same time. But that's a little bit too coincidental to me. It's sort of like, we might have one or two, but if you have six, that's, who's trying to get a message to you. And, people used to say to me, I'd get up in the morning and all my photographs on the sideboard would be moved. And, they might be people that are quite anal about them all being in a certain position. Again, that's spirit, just sort of showing you that they're there. It's interesting, though, because we as humans tend to think spirit's going to come down and give us this earth-shattering message that we can't live without. 9 times out of 10, all as they're trying to do is get you to acknowledge that they're there, to say, hi, I'm here, hello. And we tend to think that they've got to come through with this message all the time that we're going to need, our life won't be the same if we don't understand it. So if you're not necessarily looking for that earth-shattering message, if you're just looking for that knowing and understanding that they're there with you, then that's the best thing. And that's the best way they can make connection with you, because then they sort of feel that that they're there, that they're seeing everything that goes on in your day-to-day life, as mundane and as boring as it might be, but that's important to them because that's you. Sometimes if it's really important, they'll wake you at 2 o'clock in the morning and, you'll wake up from a deep sleep and you'll remember the dream that you were having, or you'll have a feeling. If that happens, can I suggest get out of bed and write it down, because that is something that they're really trying to get your attention for. But 9 times out of 10, it's just to say hello. I know you've got quite a bit of spirit activity around you. And I think the most important thing for you, Lonnie, is if you have something that you really, really, really need an answer to, say you want to know, should I change my job? Then I would suggest before you go to sleep of a night, ask the question out loud and ask them to put the answer into your mind first thing in the morning upon waking. Give them definite guidelines. Should I change my job? Yes or no? Give them something, as simple as a yes or no answer. So then first thing in the morning when you wake up, the first thing that comes into your mind will be the answer to that question. That's how we train them or organise them to work with us. And that's, something that we can all do, because they like to know when that they can be of service or when they can be of help. So at times like that, if we've got issues, if we do it that way, that helps them know that, okay, I don't have to wake her up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's going to ask me a question before she goes to sleep, or she's going to have a conversation with me before she goes to sleep. And I suggest always out aloud, because they're not allowed to read our minds, so that they definitely know then what you need help with. And then they're able to give you sort of answers. But once you start to establish that connection with them, Lonnie, like that by, simple things, sort of like, should I go grocery shopping tomorrow? Yes or no? You can give them lots of different questions. Then they start to be able to it builds up their strength or their energy on the other side, so that then they can come through in other ways. Then they can start with the smells or the moving of the pictures, or, giving you an answer in a song or whatever the case may be. So I hope that's helped you and answered that question for you, Lonnie.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Have a very Merry Christmas, sweetheart. We've come to the end of the show again. So again, I want to reiterate with you that this is a very, very magical, special time of the year. Please remember those that are lost. Have your family traditions. Set some new traditions. I spoke about last week on the show that I always have a spare spot at my Christmas table for those that have departed, and that's been something I've been doing for a very, very long time. I'm sure the chair's getting a little bit crowded now, because over the years I've lost quite a few family members. But it's just my way of acknowledging the fact that they are still here, they're still with us, they're still important, they're still special, and we have a family tradition of talking about something funny or something that we remember from our dearly departed over Christmas lunch as a way of making them feel included and special and still part of the family. So why don't you share with us here at A1R Psychic Radio some of your family traditions over Christmas? We'd love to hear from you. So until next week, be kind to each other, enjoy this magical time of the year, and don't forget it's a magical full moon in Gemini this year, so make sure that you do a lot of releasing and letting go of things. But until next time, I hope you're kind to each other, and let's keep Wellington, New Zealand and Australia in our prayers, and every other place around the world that's going through some sort of trauma or weather event at the moment. Until next week, Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air, Psychic Talk Radio now on Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is Soul Star Radio. I'm Jacqueline Westmore. We're coming to you live from the Mind Body Spirit Festival in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm joined today by a very special guest, wonderful Frances Bevan, who is a psychic medium, astrologer and author. So welcome to the show, Frances.
Thank you very much. Awesome to be back.
Absolutely. So now, tell us a little bit about your journey. You once were in the police force.
That's right. I first began doing co-bond readings at the age of 10. Then when I turned 18, I joined the Australian Federal Police Force. I left the Australian Federal Police Force in 1984, and then I became a psychic.
Yep. And did you ever find that when you're on the police force that you would get visions or anything like that? I mean, obviously you're working with evidence and you're being professional on that level, but did you find that your instinct was sort of really picking up on things as well then?
Yes, that was definitely the case. And the whole thing is that, you would know automatically whether somebody was in the wrong, whether they were right, whether they were hiding things from you. That comes up to your sixth sense. We all have a very strong intuition. But see, I believe that anybody who works in the services, particularly anybody who works with health, healing, aged care nursing, ICU nurse, anything like that, tend to have a sixth sense.
Yeah.
They sort of tend to know things that other people don't. And just not backed up just on the medical side of things, it's the intuition that's at work.
Yeah.
That's, so it goes into that, exactly the same category.
Yeah, because it's like, I think the thing is that the more intuitive the person who's working in health or working in services, working in forces, the more they're going to go, I've got the evidence here, but I also feel it's this. Let's explore that angle too. So I'm still working as a professional, but it's like getting down to following that feeling. And it's like in corporate, when I work in corporate, you'd have CEOs regularly say to you, well, I had these two contracts, I looked at that same, but that one felt right, so I went with it. And that's that whole listening to the guidance and the instinct. Now, you were showing us a book before that you've written. So tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, I first started my clairvoyant by psychic pieces in 1984. You see, for reading the cards was based purely on the ordinary, everyday playing cards. It was published by Angus & Robertson Publishers, and it's actually sold internationally. It's amazing. Actually sold in Singapore, the UK, America, New Zealand. It teaches people how to use the everyday, ordinary playing cards. See, people don't realise the playing cards are related directly to the minor arcana of the tarot.
Yeah.
I put histories in here, I put threads in here to make it extremely easy to read. Come 1990, my the handbook Psychic Development was published actually sort of by HarperCollins. HarperCollins at that stage had taken over and published. But this one breaks into 6 different sections covering the playing card. There's more information in this one about the playing card. There's the tarot, showing you how to combine the cards, how to use them in group readings, how to use them in various spreads, both simple and complex. I go into numerology, I go into astrology. On the astrology side of things, what I do is I can sort of show how to use sort of even astrology and the tarot together. Because every major family card links directly with one of the astrology, either signs or planets. Section 3, though, covers how to become psychic. You know, how to trust your intuition, how to do things like psychometry, jewelry reading, how to do mediumship. And Section 6 of this book teaches you how to be your own psychic, how to establish yourself in business.
I love it. That's really good because a lot of the time people teach psychology, they don't actually teach you how to cope out in these bad world, how to deal with the public, because you get all kinds.
You definitely do.
And some of them are more frilly and lacy than others, and others more interesting. Now, actually, we've got our first caller on the line.
Okay,
We've got Amy in, sorry, my gosh, I'm doing a Mercury retrograde, mate. We've got Cheryl in Amherst in Massachusetts. Are you there, Cheryl?
Yeah.
Yep, she's there.
Yes, hello, Cheryl. How are you? It's Francis.
I'm good.
Cheryl, how is it that I can help you today?
Excuse me?
Is there a particular question that you'd like to ask, Cheryl?
Do I have a question?
Yes, please.
Yes, I think so. I'm in a relationship with somebody, but it's becoming very difficult because he has to go renew his visa every 6 months, and he has to leave for 4 months every time. And I don't know if it's going to work out.
Cheryl, what's your date of birth?
Excuse me?
What is your date of birth?
3/23/79.
Cheryl, what's sort of happening? And the fact I get a very deep sense that you're going to walk away from this relationship. What I feel as though, even though you're investing a great deal of emotional energy into it, that's not going to give you what you need. It's not going to give you that deep satisfaction. And whilst you're disappointed, you're going to realise you've done absolutely everything you possibly can to make this relationship work. You're going to realise you have to aim for something much higher, much better sort of thing here. And I believe in walking away, you're actually going to find somebody very special who's just right for you. That's what I believe is up ahead here. You know, I don't believe he intentionally wants to hurt you. I just don't think he's capable of giving you what you need. And that's the reason that you're going to aim for something much higher. It will be you, Sean, who will walk away there from the life. And I do believe you're the one who finds happiness and contentment, and not somebody who has to get a visa on.
This is what I thought, anyways.
Be very grounded, very down to earth, already has his life established, and is just the right man for you. I don't believe this current one is.
Like, I feel like I'm ready for love, but I just don't feel like this was right.
Yes, no, you're spot on. This one is not right for you. He's not able to give you what you need. And the thing is that, you know, it's time to move on.
Right. Thank you.
I'm really getting that sense too, Francis. I feel like that next guy is actually quite local to her. Is that sort of the same thing you're getting as well? Yeah. I actually feel like it's got kind of almost like a businessy, professional kind of energy as well, the type of work he's doing. And I totally get saying it's just the guy you've got right now. You don't intend to hurt her, but it does feel like it's just not able to give her what she's looking for. So, yeah, really, I'm putting the cards too. So, we hope that helps you, Cheryl, with everything. Now, I've also got someone who's grouped them in. Now, this lady's from, thank you so much for writing in. Everyone, you can write in to Soulstar Radio. Just go on to soulstar.media, or you can go on to Facebook and type in Soulstar Radio with Jacqueline, you'll find me. And I've got Donna. She's in United Kingdom in Neath. And She's born 11th of May 1990, and her question is, my brother's funeral was on my birthday. Is he around, please? And I'm just going to pull up the photo of him there. That's him there.
What's the first time again, please?
Jonna.
Hi, Jonna. I do believe your brother's very much around you. There's a very strong tie between the two of you. With your brother, I do get the feeling that there's ongoing health matters here. That's what I get the sense of. I do get a struggle with breathing there as well. But I get the feeling that he's much more happier there on the other side. He's also mentioning children. You know, he's passing his love on to his family and onto the younger members there of the family. So whether this is his own direct children and also sort of nephews, nieces, he was very much family orientated. You know, he was certainly a very educated man too. I get the feeling that before he got ill, he was very educated and getting all these books seem to be associated there with him. You know, he was a man who sort of, you know, he certainly was sort of highly intelligent. He's somebody who would have taught people, you know, either through his working life or his day-to-day life. I just get that energy directly there from him. You know, he's certainly very much there with you. You and him had a soulmate relationship. You had a sister-brother soulmate relationship, you know, and that's always going to be there. He's wanting you to become fired up about new projects. There's something about writing here as well. So whether you or your brother were involved in writing, or you're looking at doing something on a written basis here, but he's wanting you to go forward with that. He's saying move forward there with your written projects, move forward there with your work projects, because you're certainly going to achieve a great there for yourself. Thank you very much, Donna.
Also, that's really good, Francis. I also got there, it's like she's quite hard on herself in some way. Yeah. And it's like just to highlight, you know, you are worthy, you're doing a really good job. It's really important for you to press ahead. So I really like that picking up on that new project and all that sorts of things. Now, we're currently at the Mind Body Spirit Festival in the Melbourne Convention Centre in Melbourne, just got the lovely Yarra River, which takes women. It's there. Behind us is actually the entry to the Mind Body Spirit Festival. So you're all going to be there today, and how long's it going until again?
It's going to run from today. It starts and the whole of the weekend. We've got the Saturday and the Sunday here. It starts at 10 a.m. finishes at 7 p.m. each night. So I'm located stand C36.